right, everybody, welcome back to the Dweller Between Worlds Part 2 as we enter Grain. So, as you enter the lands of the Eastern clans, the wilderness slowly turns into a series of gentle, rolling hills. Clearly a rich land with good earth, nothing stirs in the cold air under the cloud-shrouded sky as you approach the village of Grain. Grain itself lies on the edge of the eastern forest, the dark canopy of trees just outside the border. Set on a rise, a hill fort surrounded by timber wall commands the surrounding plain where numerous pit houses with rooms dug halfway into the earth lay, perhaps home to several hundred people. You see no signs of life, except for one lone person. What seems to be a cleric comes stumbling out of one of the pit houses. So I'll let you introduce your character, Dwayne.
Ho there, strangers. I am Sergei of Malakoff, and I seek to find the what ails these lands. And I am skilled with healing, and I can lend my axe and shield to your cause.
Did you happen to see what happened here? I wasn't expecting to a completely empty town.
Uh, I mean, I guess I'll ask the judge. Judge, do I have any other background, or did I just
I
arrive
would
with
say
myself?
that you came up this area, came up to this area after everybody had vanished, so you were surprised to find it empty as well.
Yes, I am also clueless as to our general disposition of this town.
Well, more to loot, I guess, huh?
All right, all of the buildings seem to be intact, but there are none of the normal signs of village life. There are no cooking fires lit, and as we approach, it is becoming a bit darker, and no torches are set at any of the sentry points. So as you approach the pit houses, a number of the small dwellings with thatched roofs and carved walls, made of wattle and daubed with a mixture of clay, animal dung, and water, lay outside of the wall of the hill fort. Each has a central excavated pit so that the floor lies below ground level, keeping them cool in the summer and warm in the winter.
Do we see similar signs of like the struggle or dragging off of people like we did in the other towns on the way here?
Here you do not.
Oh, jeez.
They just vanished.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
Mhm.
Got the fort.
Yeah, I think checking out the main fort would be a good
Maybe,
idea.
maybe everyone's retreated behind the walls.
Yeah, good thinking.
Okay.
As we go, I will cast a detect magic and sort of see if anything happens that a while. Let me see. What is my detect? Okay. Um. Oh man. Okay. Disapproval at two. No, it's fun.
You get no sense of any kind of magic in this area. Um, I will say, if you guys aren't like searching into the houses and stuff like that, you just start making it straight for the hill fort.
Um.
Go ahead.
Do we want to take a look through some of these houses, maybe, just to see if there's any of them that stand out? Maybe it's the mayor's house or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say the same thing.
Okay. So you go through a few of the houses, and these all do look like just general villager homes. Um, what you do see is, for this being abandoned, obviously it wasn't abandoned very long ago, because inside the buildings you can find ample food and drink, including smoked meat, fish, and herbs hung to dry that have seemingly been abandoned by the former households.
How abandoned? Like, are there tables set with meals that are untouched?
I would say in probably
Or
one or two, you do find like a couple that it looks like something was being prepared to eat.
Well,
But everything
definitely
is
stock.
cold, so it's not like, it just left. Everything is
okay,
cold,
okay,
but it was left in a hurry.
okay.
Definitely think we should stock up on as much
Yeah.
transportable food as we can.
All right. There are dried meats and things like that. So if anybody wants to try to grab a few more rations and things like that, just go ahead and roll a d6, and then you can add that many rations to your character sheet.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I find dried meats to be an affront to Malatok.
All right, so you guys search through a bunch of the houses. You guys find some meats, but no other signs of life of any kind. So you begin heading up the path towards the forts. As you do, the last building on your left looks slightly different. It's slightly apart from the rest, and from the other structures, and the door to this pit house is marked with a rune that indicates it is the home of a potion maker.
Hmm.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'll approach. I'll stay close. I got a good AC and a fair chunk of hit points, so I will stay near the front of the group as we proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, Parrish is up there too.
All right. What do you guys do when you approach the door?
Okay, so is one of us a thief?
I am.
Okay, maybe we want to take a look and see if it's trapped. I feel like if it says potion maker, he might have poison gas or something going on. If anybody tries to get in his house.
Right.
Like, don't have too much experience with magical traps yet, but we'll give her a shot. Yeah, I'll do like a general kind of inspection around the door.
Okay. If you open your character token and go to the thief tab, you should see find traps, and you can just click on that, and it'll roll the find traps for you.
Is there any obvious mechanical locks on the door?
Doesn't seem to be any obvious locks of any kind.
Okay.
And with an 18, yes, you can tell that the runes on this door do have some kind of trap associated with them.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's definitely trapped. I'm gonna back away now.
Let me see if I lay a blessing. I'm sorry, I'm not 100% familiar with the clerics. If I lay a blessing on the thief, he gets a bonus to skill checks. It looks like if I get an 18 or better, which would help with a disabled trap. Although I suppose you can't disable a magical trap, right?
You can try to disable this trap because the rune sets off a mechanism. You can tell just from the fine traps. You can tell the rune sets off a mechanism, so you could possibly disarm the mechanism.
Okay. I'll try blessing self. I think I'm heading pretty quickly toward a disapproval, but we'll give it a shot. So, or excuse me, blessing ally, and I will bless the thief. Nope. Oh, disapproval 2-3.
Oof. Our
Oh,
last
my
cleric
God.
was having the same problems.
Yeah, it's rough at low levels. So I'd have to get up to a 12 to make that and even then it's not really gonna help that much. So I guess I will not do that.
All right. So does the thief attempt to disarm the trap?
The thief reluctantly and nervously does, I suppose.
I'm gonna back away. Stay probably 15 feet back.
All right.
No.
Same.
A 9. You kind of
I was
try
gonna
to
say,
follow the runes and where the mechanism is, going to kind of where the hinge to the door is. And as you start to slide your tools in to disable the trap, there's a secondary trip that goes off. The runes suddenly flash with bright light, and an explosion goes off, inflicting 1d6 damage. Was there anybody else near him at the time?
No, I was 15.
No,
I was about 15 feet
Yeah, like
back.
everybody else said they were away. So 3 points of damage, and you are blinded for 2 hours.
Shit.
Oh my gosh.
You can have a give me a fort save. See if you can resist the blinding.
This might be a great time to think about luck if this turns badly.
Yeah,
Nope.
what's he have to get?
Too low. Yeah. So yeah, you're blinded as the flash goes off. You're so focused on trying to get it. As soon as it goes off, you don't have time to react and blink or close your eyes, and the flash just goes off right in your face, and you are going to be struggling to see for the next 2 hours. But the trap seems to the runes go dim and fade. So it does look like the trap is disabled. Does not look like it will go off again.
I mean, mission accomplished, I guess.
And the door opens easily. There is no lock on it.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, I guess.
Told you I didn't have much experience with magic. Also, probably screaming and writhing a little bit. Very scared
would a
when I just
lay-
lost my eyesight.
Would a lay on hands potentially take care of his blindness? I think I would have to get it really high.
Yeah, I would say lay on hand.
I'd have to get four. Yeah, it looks like 4 dice.
Yeah.
4 dice of healing, and that would be. I am chaotic. I don't know what your alignment is.
Neutral.
Yeah, I'd have to get a 22 plus on the lay on hands check, so I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry.
You can spend a couple hours in this hut, I guess.
So as you enter the house, you see that the piss house is a cluttered workshop with several stone furnaces and melting pots. A noxious odor lingers in the air from what you assume are various potions and powders.
This is not my specialties.
I will start to examine the various potions and powders. See if there's anything's labeled. See if he's that nice of a potion maker to label things. And did it look like this was a business? So was he making and selling potions?
Maybe not so much as a business, like it's a store, but
Right.
it does look like he maybe made potions for the clan itself. He
Okay.
was just kind of like the local alchemist. So if you want to, you can make either a like the thief can do a handle poisons, or anybody can do a kind of like a spell check to see if they can recover enough materials for a dose of any kind of elixir.
I don't think I want to try that blind.
Yeah, I'm cool with leaving that alone.
Would that if I fail this spell check, would I get that increase my disapproval?
No, this is just
No,
a
okay.
general figuring things out. You're not actually casting a spell. It's just using your
Okay.
knowledge of arcane to figure anything out.
I'll give it a try.
I'll help you out too.
You've
Mhm.
All right.
You're struggling to identify what any of these are. For everybody else, I can let them do an 11. You know what? 11 is just going to be enough. I'm going to say you guys find 1 dose of a random elixir. So roll me a d4. You find pollen of a rare jungle lily. I have that made over here. All right. You basically you find this strange powder, and it's this weird purple powder. And as you smell it, some of it kind of wafts into your nose, and you feel your face start to like freeze, like become paralyzed. And you quickly move away from it, and splash maybe some water on your face to try to stop the effects, and are able to fight off the effects. But you can tell that this strange purple powder, if tossed in your face or somebody inhales it, it could possibly temporarily paralyze them. So who wants to take that? I guess that would go to Guir. So Zavin, I'll go ahead.
I'll bring it up. I won't be getting near anybody enough to probably make use of it.
Okay. So does anybody else want to take the the rare jungle lily powder.
I'll take it if nobody else wants it. I'll probably be up front. So
All right. Go ahead and toss that in your inventory. Okay, there it is. All right.
DCC's got to be the only game I know where people go, "Oh, we found this magic thing," and people are like, "Yep, nope, I don't want it. I'm not touching that."
All right, that seems to be the only thing that you can find and identify. There are some other liquids and powders, but you can't quite identify what they are and aren't brave enough to kind of just grab them and go. Let's see. How long did you guys want to spend in here searching and trying to figure that stuff out? Do you want to spend basically the 2 hours, or just long enough to figure that out and go?
now I think we should give the thief time to get back his eyesight.
Okay.
And that gives us
Yeah,
2
that's-
hours to maybe look
We might
around a
need him
little
again.
bit. Yeah.
All right, I'll
Is
say you
it-
guys, as you do that, you basically kind of like take a short rest. I mean, you guys kind of just got into the town and immediately started searching through. So you guys decide, you found some food and stuff like that. So maybe before you head up to the fort, depending on what's going on, you just want to, eat a little bit, make sure you recover some of your stamina, and go in there ready to go. With that, then, as you guys spend that time there, it also from dusk starts to become a bit darker. So we're heading into nighttime.
Would that have been enough for me to regain a point of luck?
Not from that, no.
Okay. I didn't think so, but worth asking.
Right?
During the time in here, I'm just gonna, because of this, the rune on the door makes me think there might be something else in here. So I'm gonna use find secret doors.
Okay.
See if there's anything.
You look around thinking, an alchemist may have some hidden compartments or, something under the floor that he may have hidden something. But you're not able to find anything that would signify there is any kind of secret.
Also, wouldn't argue with any healing. I'm looking about half deadish.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Who needs the heal?
Thief, Ray.
Okay.
Neutral.
Okay. So here's the cast.
Ugh.
Another fail and a disapproval. All right. So I incur an immediate -1 penalty to all attempts to lay on hands until I go to quest to heal the crippled. It's crippled, blind, lamed. Okay.
The thief crippled.
Yeah, he's blind.
All right, we'll work that out afterwards.
Okay. Now, does my disapproval go back down to 1 because or does it stay elevated?
I believe it should stay elevated.
Okay, so that's kind of a double whammy then, because you fail, your disapproval goes up, and then you draw from the disapproval table, and it stays there. So, wow, this gets rough pretty fast.
Get brutal, yep.
Okay.
It goes back down to 1 like dawn the next day.
Okay. Although I would guess I think the rules say dawn or dusk, and I am chaotic, so I don't know if that means when the sun goes down it resets. I guess that's
Yeah, I would say it was already, like the sun had already set. So basically you got 24 hours.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right.
I would like to try to heal it. I can't. I'm up to 4 on my disapproval already, and I'm in a -1 to all attempts to lay on hands. So, womp womp.
Do we want to just camp here till morning, or like
Yeah,
keep
I
on
think
going?
I'd rather not try to explore new places in the dark. I mean, I'm already in the dark, I guess. So, but yeah.
Yeah, is there any way we can make like a defensive position in here? Maybe put a table up against the door or something. Just kind of.
Absolutely. Barricade the front door and try to make camp for the night. The hut is, fairly decently sized, so there is enough room for all of you to sleep. I would say there's maybe 2 beds worth of materials in there, so 2 of you can sleep comfortably. The rest of you are sleeping on the dirt. But you are able to eat, and it's protected from the wind. You guys can light a fire if you wanted to. So you guys can have a fairly comfortable night. I mean, the most comfortable night of rest you will have had since you guys left the meeting of the Thanes.
Like to call a bed if that's all right.
I don't have anything to recover, so I do not take a bed.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I feel healthy and hale, so I'll keep watch.
Right, the only sounds throughout the night are the whipping of the winds around and the creaking of the thatched roof overhead. But that's basically it. So you guys are able to take a long rest and recover 1 HP if you need it. And then any other normal healing that you would normally get. So any normal luck that you need to recover.
And my disapproval, is that yay or nay?
I'll let your disapproval go back to 1.
Thank you.
All right. So as you guys wake in the morning, the wind has softened in the morning. As you rise, the sun coming off the light as you come out of the alchemist's hut is almost blinding because it's just so more fresh snow had apparently come down overnight, and it is just reflecting off of that snow. But as your eyes settle, you notice the town is still silent and unmoving. As you look up towards the fort, you see no smokestacks or no signs of life up at the fort either.
Are there any carrion crows circling about? That is sort of my god's thing.
No, you see nothing to indicate that there is dead flesh anywhere, no kind of scavengers flying about, nothing of that sort either.
It's probably abandoned, but let's go see if there's anybody in the fort.
Yeah.
Should I try another lay on hands? Does that seem appropriate, or should I hold off? I don't know what your numbers are at.
I'm less than half dead now.
All right, let me try a lay on hands, and just these bad dice, I got to just roll them out, right? Like I got to just get them out of the dice, and then I'll get better. I think that's how that works. That's what
Right.
Neil deGrasse Tyson told me. All right, lay on hands.
Yeah.
There we go. Neil deGrasse Tyson did not treat me wrong. So there you go. Adjacent, so 2 dice worth of healing.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Alright.
that should cover me pretty much.
It's
I
actually
think, yeah,
just
you
one,
only
right?
get 1 because he's level 1. Yeah, you get
Oh,
up to your level in hit dice. So if he's 3rd level, he would only get 2. If he's 2nd, he gets 2. If he's level 1, you only get 1 hit dice. So, but it's still
okay.
1 hit dice. And I'll let you guys again decide if you want the healing person to roll it or if you want to roll it for him.
you can roll your own healing. I won't take. I won't.
Of
Oh,
Oh!
Maybe maybe you should have rolled it.
Just try. Let me try it again. Feeling lucky. There you go. There you go.
1 more hit
I'll
die.
do it.
Yeah, blindness. Yeah, four dice for blindness. Well,
It
hey,
gets me to full.
it's
I don't
3
have
points
a
of
lot
healing.
Oh, okay.
All right. So as you enter, you see several buildings. On the left-hand side, you see several longhouses kind of stacked together. To your right, you see what looks like it's possibly a blacksmith of some sort. The longhouse in the middle looks like the largest structure in here, so possibly a dining hall of some sort. And then off to the left of that one, you see another large longhouse, and that's basically all you can see as you enter in. You can see there's a path that leads around behind the longhouse in the middle, but you can't quite see what's behind it.
So the gate was open?
The gate was open.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, I really don't think there's people here, but let's
Anything?
look.
Any tracks we can see?
No, but yeah, as you approach the entrance, they see that the 8-foot wooden gate is wrenched off its hinges. Inside the wooden palisades are several larger structures made of clay-lined walls and covered in thatched roofs. So yeah, the door was here, but it's been ripped off its hinges and is laying on the ground, broken.
I'd like to do an investigation of the area to look for any tracks, any blood trails, anything like that.
Okay, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Womp womp. Yeah,
Nice.
get him out of the way. The more low rolls you get, that means when the battle starts, you're gonna have all those high rolls left, right?
Is that a guarantee, Judge? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you don't see any tracks of life. Again, I think with the fresh snow landing again at night, any tracks that there may have been keep getting covered up due to the unnatural cold that is going on right now.
On the gate or anything, any like claw marks that kind of line up with those giant dragon things that we fought?
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence yourself. Ooh, natural 20. There you go. He's going to use up all the good rolls. All right. Yeah, as you start looking at this, it looks like it was actually broken down by small claw marks. So something smaller came in and broke them down. And as you look like closer, you can't tell if they're like claw marks or if they were axes and swords or something else. You can't really tell the difference between. But it does look like something physically broke these down. But it's hard to tell exactly what it was. It doesn't look like it's something as large as those flying creatures. Which would make sense because you would think the flying creatures would just go over the wall.
True. And as far as the buildings go, I know you said there was a smith, and so basically I would like to try to see if I could find myself a crossbow to swap out the bow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Which buildings
Go
do you
to
guys
the
want to head to
smith,
first?
and then we'll go over to those longhouses on the left and just go through them one by one.
All right. So you head to the smith to begin. Inside this small structure is what was clearly once a blacksmith. However, there are no traces of tools or a forge, and any iron and steel seem to have been plundered already and gone. I'll allow one person to do a thorough search, so another investigation check.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, and so we are playing with fleeting luck, is that correct?
Yes. So on the left of the screen, there's an option for token controls. It should be the one you're on right now. Next to that, you'll see select tokens, select targets, blah, blah, blah. Down at the bottom, you'll see a set of scales. That is the fleeting luck. And if you want to keep that up, you can just click on it to open it up, and there's an option that says pop out, and you can pop it out, and then that way you can just like keep it off to the side if you want. That way you can track fleeting luck.
Is that a module for Foundry?
Yes.
Cool. We'll check. Yeah, fine.
All right. With a 13, as you search through, you do find under one of the floorboards 14 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it seems like anything made of iron or steel has been stripped. So even like the tools, they're what you would assume would have banded together. Maybe a crate, like there's a broken barrel and all the metal is gone. But it looks like all the metal has been taken out of here.
How many of us are there now? We have what, 7? One.
Technically, yes, and one of you is gone, has disappeared somehow.
I'll share the gold. Give everybody 2.
You'll have to hold on to Tom's portion since he's missing.
Okay.
And somebody looted the entire area. What is that? What does that tell us? It tells us it's not just random dumb monsters, right? Like there's
Something with intelligence.
right, at least blacksmith level intelligence, which ain't much. I'm just kidding.
I had heard a rumor before we had left on this that those creatures come for metal like steel and iron and stuff.
Any Any idea why they're collecting the metal? Do they?
I did not get that part.
Which what do you mean by those creatures? Which kind of creatures? The flying ones?
I'm not sure about that either. It just said the creatures on the rumor.
Okay.
All right. So your thorough search of the blacksmith turned up some gold coins, but no weapons of any kind.
You want to go to the first longhouse on the left?
Sure.
All right. As you move over to these longhouses, these appear to be storehouses and stables. 3 large 15-foot wide by 30-foot long longhouses are divided into stables and a storehouse, filled with the village's grain reserve and animal feed. The doors to the stables are broken and wrenched open from the inside, as if a stampede of horses tried to escape.
Guess I'll restock my donkey's food.
Absolutely, you can get plenty here. So go ahead and roll me a, let's just say, 2d6 for this one.
Nice.
7 more days worth is what you can recover and get together. The rest is kind of broken open and spilled out over the ground, and there's no more kind of satchels or bags to kind of put it together in.
On to the next one.
All right. So B5 or B4?
Okay, so that was for all A, B, and C on
Yep.
that one? Okay, got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was all that was in those 3. So 2 of them were basically straight up stables, and then the third one was kind of the storehouse. So the stables were empty. Again, all the doors kind of wrenched off their hinges, and then where those hinges would have been are gone. Like the hinges were stripped. And so each of the places where the stables were, you don't see any chains. You don't see any, again, no metal of any kind. And then you get to the storehouse, you do find some sacks of grain, and maybe a little bit of fruit here and there, but the fruit is like frozen and beyond repair. And that's all you guys can find in those storehouses and stables.
I say we check out before.
B4.
Okay. As you move to B4,
Too late.
this large 20 by 50 longhouse looks like it was housed members that were bound to the clan's thane. Looks like a barracks of sort. So as you guys enter the barracks, we are going to go ahead and move over to this map. And give me just a second to put your characters on it, and I'll show you guys what you see in here.
All right, I'm gonna reload my coffee real quick. I will be right back.
Absolutely fine. Oops, and apparently I forgot to do it so that you guys can see. So let me go turn that on really quick. Okay, now you're good. All right, taking you into the barracks. All right, so as you guys enter the barracks, 4 what look like villagers, warriors of some sort, do stand up. They ready their weapon and begin moving towards you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and throw you guys into combat. And we're actually going to use the combat tracker today just to see how it goes, since we are a party now. Don't have to worry about the 0 level with all the different character things going on. So with that, you can click on the little crossed swords up in the top right, and there's a die to roll initiative.
Yeah.
And if you would like, you can right-click on the swords, and it'll pop out the combat tracker, so you can keep track of whose turn it is as well.
Okay, I cannot see anything on the map. It's all black.
All right. Sorry, who was that?
That's Dwayne.
Dwayne? All right. Let me see. Make sure I gave your character vision.
Right.
All right, that better?
Yes, I
Okay.
can see now.
Sorry, where was the initiative button?
So in the upper right, over the chat, you'll see 2 crossed swords. You can click on the 2 crossed swords, and you'll see a little roll initiative dice button next to your character.
It's on the right over.
So that's Zavin, right?
Yeah, I'd have to.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
There we go.
All right. So looks like it'll be Sam, Abstract, the Thralls, Leo, Rick, Zavin, and Dwayne. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and begin combat. It'll move us into combat rounds. And Sam, you are up. So these 4 Thralls all, as you enter, stand up from their tables. They seem to be just sitting there motionless, like sentries. And as soon as you opened the door and walked in, all 4 of them got to their feet and pulled out their weapons. A look of like just a blank stare on their face.
Well, I guess I don't want to just kill him straight off. But
Archibald's gonna say something like, "Hold, friends, what happened here?"
As you say that, they seem to not even react to your words. Like they don't question it. They don't look like they even comprehend it, as if it fell on deaf ears.
all right, well,
He
these
thinks
guys
they're
are looking for a
enchanted.
fight. I'm gonna go over here and give this guy a chop.
All right.
And let's see. All right, my character. There we go.
All right. Gained a fleeting luck. Nice. So that's going to be for 10 points of damage. And you sunder the foe's weapon. Shards of metal fill the air as you shatter his weapons. So that's a great hit.
Wow.
That is enough to actually finish this one off. You immediately drop that first enemy as he gets to his feet, blank stare on his face, and he is down before he has a chance to even react.
Give the other ones a stern looking at.
All right. Any more movement on your part, or are you going to stay there?
I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. That Abstract, you are up.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Rush up here. Take the first one on this side. Do I roll like at him or just from my character sheet?
Just from your character sheet is fine. Oof, both ends of the scale there. Jeez. As you swing at this one is more prepared. It's able to knock away your attack, and in doing so, your sword is swung around, but just lucky enough, nobody is within range, and that weapon is not knocked into one of your allies.
All right. Silver linings.
Right?
Hey,
All right. Any additional movement on your part, or just stay right there?
Stay right there.
All right. So with that, the thralls all begin moving forward. And then, Dwayne, for combat 2, I don't worry too much about your movement and stuff like that. If it seems realistic, you're absolutely fine. So,
Okay.
so I'm just going to move this dead one out of the way for now. As this one comes and steps over. So Abstract, Dwayne, and Sam will all be attacked here, or Zavin. All right, so the first one going left to right against Abstract, attacking with their axes. That's a 15 against Abstract.
I think that hits. Let me double check.
Nope,
Nope.
misses. You got a 16. So you're able to, with your armor and shield, you block away that attack, or your large sword, you're able to block away that attack in just like he did. Parry it away. All right. Versus Dwayne. We've got a 17 for 4 points of damage.
That sure hits.
As this one gets past your shield and takes you across your shoulder. All right, the last one versus Sam. That's going to be a 6. I'm sure that gets blocked away.
Yeah.
And that one is unable. As he steps over his dead ally to try to attack you, he loses his balance and his swing goes wildly wide. All right, Leo, you are up. Rick on deck.
Archibald's going to advance towards this first one here. Where's my guy? Is that him? Yeah. So he's going to go up there and attack him with his 2 short swords.
All right.
And that's rolling a 20.
Yeah, so
Oh, that was somebody else. Wasn't that?
oh, that was Archibald.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if it's not putting the two-handed fighting in automatically, just roll your D16 and
Just
add your attack modifier.
Do it out of the chat. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's that one. Hang on. So I have to do these separately, I guess.
Oof,
There
natural
is a
one.
way to change it, but it's kind of
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle, so it's fine. Just roll it
wonky.
manually there. It's
Yeah.
fine. All right, so the first one misses wildly. But you're able to come back with a second one. A 16 does hit, so go ahead and roll your damage for that one.
And 1d6. And yeah. 2 points.
For 2 points of damage. All right, first one misses wildly, but the second one you're able to come up underneath his block and catch him in the side. All right, Rick is up, Zavin on deck.
I'm assuming these fires in the middle are not lit up.
Yeah, they're not lit up currently.
Okay. Oops. Oh, is it says it's not my turn.
It's Rick's. Zavin's on deck.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna try to run up and try to gank this guy in the back.
All right. A 10 isn't enough. As you go up behind him, he sees you moving to position behind him, and he turns around and blocks your incoming attack.
And that's it.
All right. Zavin, you're up with Dwayne on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna jump up on this table and shoot my longbow at the guy in the middle.
Okay.
Or short bow, I'm sorry. So I think this is a -2. This is in melee. I'll have to do this one manually because I don't know how to add that stuff.
Not a problem. So roll one more, or sorry, roll a, I think it's a D20, and we'll say under 10 or under is possibly hits an ally. A 3. All right, roll the attack one more time. Oof, an 8, a 16. All right. Leo, Dwayne, which one of you has lower luck?
I have a 9.
I'm sitting at a 12.
All right, so
That
that's
would
going to
be-
go against Leo. So roll damage against Leo. As your arrow goes wide and strikes your ally. 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh,
Ouch.
right, then on to Dwayne.
Alrighty, I will approach and hit with a spear. Most games, a spear is a two-handed weapon, but am I right in DCC? It's a one-handed weapon.
Yeah, you can use it either way.
Okay. I'm just gonna hit the guy next to me here with my spear. Or not.
You go to attack, and he dodges out of the way of this attack, and it goes just beside him, not able to strike. All right, back up to the top. Sam, you're up. Abstract on deck.
All right. Same plan as last time.
Oof, Sam is using up all the luck today.
Sorry.
The battle axe strikes true and does 12 points of damage to this one. Almost killing this guy, but not quite. This strike basically cleaves through one of his arms, and he almost drops his weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and roll to see how far away it gets knocked. Knocks it 14 feet away as you slice through. His arm gets hit, and in his pain, his arm goes back, and he loses feeling in his hand, and his weapon goes sailing across the room. And that arm looks like it will not be able to be used. And this one is looking quite injured. Another good strike. All right, abstract.
All right, here we go. Striking again. Let's see if we can do a bit better this time.
Yes.
Oof. There we go. Now the combat's starting to ramp up. So with your two-handed sword, you prepare yourself better this time, getting a good footing, and you lunge forward with a strong strike, dealing 5 points of damage. As you do so, the strike right into his side. Go ahead and roll that additional D8 of damage.
Yeah.
And you hear a thunderous crack as ribs break. And the creature, though, still looks at you with a blank stare as though he didn't feel any pain, but you can tell the damage is starting to wear on its body.
Okay. That'll be it for my turn.
All right. The Thrall, then, again, are going to attack each of you back. The first one attacking Abstract, again, I'm going to roll with a D16. So they're going to roll down the chain here with their injuries. So that is only a 4, so that's going to miss. The one in the middle versus Leo and Dwayne is going to go against Leo, because I think you're the one that actually caused it damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to attempt to attack you. This one's not injured, so he will just roll normal. That is a 11. So a miss as he goes to strike at you. All right, and then the last one's going to roll a D16 because it's almost missing an arm. So
He
versus
also doesn't have a weapon.
it doesn't have a weapon either. So versus Sam, just an unarmed strike for 10.
That's a miss.
All three of them miss their attacks on this go around as they are starting to be worn down. Leo, you are up. Rick on deck.
Okay. Leo's gonna attack with his short swords. Just one.
A 13, just not enough. As he goes to strike and miss, he brings up his weapon and blocks away your counter.
Second attack.
That one hits, but he's not fast enough to block the second one as it goes through his defenses.
And D6. Yes.
Yeah.
This one shakes him a little bit as he stumbles backwards from that blow. All right, Rick, you're up. Zavin on deck.
Alright, trying to shank him again. And fail.
Oof. Unable to get through his defenses. Zavin, you're up.
Question: how does changing weapons work? Can I just like drop the bow and draw a weapon.
Yeah, I'd say if you want to quickly do it, you would drop the first weapon and can draw the second. If you want to, put it away, that would take an action to put it away and take it out.
Okay, yeah, and I'll just draw my short bow. That's not working out for me right now, so I will draw my longsword. Move up.
Okay. Uh, 10. As you go to attack, it bounces off his bracers and isn't able to land an actual blow. All right, Dwayne.
All right. I see there's still a thrall standing catty corner from me, so try the spear again.
The strike's true, with him being distracted by Leo and Zavin. This one gets through his defenses and strikes him for 3 points of damage, and he is looking quite hurt at this point. All right, go ahead.
I'm trying to read these guys and try to determine. I don't want to metagame, but they are called thralls.
Mhm.
Am I seeing any kind of a piece of equipment that might be controlling them, or?
No, you don't see like there is anything put on them to gain control of them. You can tell by like their blank stares, their blank faces, that and again, as you strike them too, they don't react like you would normally react. Like if you get hurt, generally you're going to grimace or, react in some kind of way. They just take the hit and their faces like don't even change. They are just like blank shells that are animated almost is what it seems like, but they don't seem to be undead. They look like, they have color to their flesh. And yeah, they don't seem to be undead. All right, Sam, you're up.
You need to knock these guys out and tie them up instead of killing them.
Well, this guy's already not got an arm, kind of, so I'm just gonna finish him off. It's mercy, really. Yeah.
Is that 3 in a row?
3 crits, not 3 20s, but that's 3 crits in a row.
Jeez. All right. Another mighty blow with the battle axe for 9 points of damage, and this powerful strike, well, it doesn't knock him to his knees. It straight takes him out. That is 2 down.
It says for my critical hit, I get another attack. Is that possible for me to move an attack?
That's the battle axe, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. For the battle axe, I could say that. I think for that one, no. Yeah, you just basically get to strike twice. You take him to his knees, and you get to attack him again as he goes down with his defenses down. But he went down. That strike just completely took him out.
Cool.
All right. Did you want to move?
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. And with that, abstract is up.
Let's see. I'm just gonna one more time.
An 8, not quite enough. Your sword being long two-handed, you come around to strike again, and you just catch the side of the building, slowing down your attack and making it easy for this thrall to block it.
Dang.
All right, the thralls for their last attack. Again, the first one with his broken ribs attacking at a little disadvantage there for a 16. I think that just hits, right? For 5 points of damage as this strike, he takes advantage of your sword striking against the wood of the side of the building, sees an opening, and strikes you back in the ribs. The second one, surrounded here, is going to roll down as well. This time he is going to attack. I'm going to say Sam, Zavin, Dwayne, Leo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ignore this. Never mind. Here we go. All right, 1d4. So that's going to be against Dwayne. Dwayne is the one that's been attacking at him as well, so that makes sense. That is going to be for a 10. So I believe that misses.
It does.
As he's surrounded, he's finding it harder to get a true attack out. Leo, you're up.
All right. Double whack with short swords. It's an 8 for the first one.
Apparently your first hand is your offhand. This time, he's able to block away both attacks. You're in tight quarters with several of your allies now, so you're finding it harder to get that weapon through there truly. Rick, you're up. Rick attempting to position himself to assist Abstract, but as he moves into attack, the Thrall again sees him coming and is able to turn and block away his attack. Davin.
All right, swinging the longsword again. Is there any bonus for us basically surrounding this guy?
No, I would say that because there's so many of you around him too right at this point, it's almost becoming more difficult to attack versus him being stuck in the middle of you that kind of balances each other out. Oh, with a critical fail on this one. As you're trying to strike in between your allies, your grip loosens and your weapon slips out of your hand. Dwayne, you're up.
All right. I'll basically just attack my spear again.
All right.
Sorry about that, folks. I just killed your fleeting luck.
Again, trying to go in between your allies, you stumble a little bit trying to lunge forward to get your spear in there. But you're able to regain your balance before falling over. Sam.
Need like yakety sax music playing here.
And you've had some highs and lows in this battle. Alright, a 19 for 6 points of damage, and that'll be enough to follow this one off. So this one, distracted by Dwayne almost falling, he goes to attack at Dwayne, but takes a strike in the back before he can land an attack and goes down. Abstract.
My guy's still up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not letting you get the best of us.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. There you go. Get that fleeting luck back. So with that, the sword strikes true. Blow straight to his head. The foe's not going to make a fort save because he is going down dead. He only had 1 HP left. So I need you to make one more attack. This attack is going to be, let's see, Rick or... I think there's 3 people within a square of you. So Rick, Sam, or Leo. Who of you have the lowest luck?
I have a 9.
I have an 8.
I have 16.
All right, so versus the one with the 8, go ahead and make one more attack. As your sword commands you to attack again.
Whoa.
Oh. Forgot about that little downside of the thing.
I mean, it's a good thing if there's enemies in the
living
area.
Enemy right now? We just took down the last enemy?
You took down the last living enemy.
Oh my god. Alright.
15 for 5 points of damage.
That's a hit. Does this guy, does he drop this guy and then he just attacks me? Or like...
Yeah. So what happens basically, he strikes through this creature, or this thrall, and as the thrall goes down, you see almost like a black mist come off of the sword, and then you see Abstract's eyes almost glaze over as he then just swings again wildly, striking at you.
Isn't there a will save in there or anything?
Oh yeah, double check that. Let's see. I don't remember. I think there may be. That's right. Good call. Good call. Yeah. So make a will save.
Okay.
Failed.
I'm gonna burn 2 luck.
You need a will save.
I'll give you
of-
one for 2.
You need a will save of 15.
Oh shit. All right.
Where,
never mind
where,
then.
where are you at?
He's on the left.
No, I mean on your check for
Oh,
and
he,
your
he
save.
rolled. He rolled an 8, and he needs a 15.
Yeah. So no, don't worry about it. It's too far away. I guess. I mean, I'd really like to. I'd prefer not to do this damage, but my eyes glaze over and I slice at. Who was it that had the lowest luck?
Me, Jake.
Oh, sorry, man. I come back. Parrish comes back to his senses and is just like, "Oh, what have I done? Jeez, please forgive me."
All right. So that was 5 points of damage to Jake.
Ouch.
Save the luck for the cleric's rolls.
I grip my axe, but I take him at his word quick. Like, all right, let that happen again.
All right. Well, with that, combat comes to an end.
All right, who needs some heals?
And
Me.
everybody go ahead and take a point of experience.
Oh, nice. Anybody need a heal?
I'll take one.
I can
Okay.
use one.
All right, who wants to be first? Line them up.
I'd like
Who has
first.
the lowest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please take care of the one I just slashed first.
Wait, the enemies? Is that what you're
No.
saying? Oh,
I just cut into our colleagues.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Sam or Jake was the one that was attacked. So.
okay. So we'll do that. Here you go, Jake. Here's a lay on hands. Come on. Big money, big money. There we go. Not too bad.
Okay.
All right. And it looks like Jake is neutral as well, so that'll be 1 dice.
One dice. Well, no matter what, it's one dice.
Yeah, it's 1 dice. Yeah.
Oof.
That's not terrible
Okay. Jake, and then who was the other?
Archibald needs some healing.
Archibald. Hold on.
Jeez.
What did I roll? A 7? I'd have to get up to an 11. I'm not going to spend that much luck. Take the disapproval. of this.
Wait, hang on. So you need 4 points.
Yeah, I need 4.
I'll burn 2 to give myself to give you 4.
Oh, one of you is a halfling? I'm not even.
Yes, I'm a halfling.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
right. So that bumps you up, so you get 1 hit die.
And I will try on myself, try to top myself off here.
Ah,
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to tell you guys.
it wasn't worth it.
The 6s are not rolling well.
All right.
Oh, very nice.
Still only 1 die, but all right. And is there a hit die button?
If you open up your character sheet, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there
it's
is. It says
under your
HD
hit
under your
point.
hit points. You'll see HD.
Who was that A for? Dwayne, was that for me?
That was myself actually.
Is a cleric a D4? No, cleric's
Nice.
what is a cleric?
Cleric, I think, is an 8.
Okay, so
We need
let's
to
change that
change that.
before you roll it. Yeah.
All right, so it takes me all the way up, and I have a fleeting luck to spend on this next one. Somebody else said they needed a heal,
Yeah.
and I have a fleeting luck, which I could declare afterward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. or it's not going to help to spend it. So I suppose I'll just take that as a fail. And shit, I'm at 3. I'll try again. How hard are you?
I'm like one third of my hit points down. I have 9 hit points left, so I'm not like it's not the worst, but
It's not there, but yeah, things get tired
5
quick
down.
at level 1. I'll try again. Come on, baby. Gosh, dang it.
No.
Just
All right.
13, I saw.
so low.
And then another. No,
All right, that's enough.
Yeah, I'll stop.
I was like, what's your disapproval range? You could burn your 1 luck to get above disapproval range if that'll help.
Oh, would that?
I could say that if you want to, you can burn 1 luck to, like, if that works. I mean, you can burn your luck to get above your disapproval range. Still wouldn't get you in range of, a successful heal, but if it gets you out of your disapproval range, you can do that.
Well, any fail is a disapproval, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, then never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. If
Yeah.
any fail, that's right. For spells, it's a little bit different.
I think there is a rule that the clerics can use luck to get to stop disapproval, but
Yeah, it would have to get up to a success. So, which I think you're too far away from. You didn't burn a lot of luck for that.
It would be quite a bit. I'm sitting on 12 luck, but I want to. It's still early yet, so
Yep.
I want to pace myself. So.
All
Sorry
right,
about
so
that,
it's
folks.
couple successful heals in there, and then apparently your deity thinks that you're calling on aid a little bit too much, and stops answering for the time being.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so as you finish them off,
search the bodies.
yeah, you search the bodies. You find each of them has a hand axe on them, and that seems to be the only real piece of equipment other than the furs and stuff that they are wearing.
Archibald wants to go up to the top of the room and look at whatever's on that table or whatever that is up there.
I'll take a hand axe.
Okay. So you remember where to go for weapons and equipment, and you can just move it into your inventory, or I can do it for you if you want.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. As you approach the top of this room, this seems to be a pedestal with like a throne on it. So it looks like the thane for this area. This is kind of where he would sit to oversee all the rest of the soldiers and things like that. If he was going to basically rally the troops and such.
Okay.
A
couple doors up there.
I kind of want to give the room a little bit closer inspection, especially kind of poke through the dead fires here in the center to see if there's anything interesting in there.
Okay.
I'll just kind of use my spear to poke through the ashes.
All right, looking through that, you can tell that the fire has been out for at least several days, like maybe a week at least, from everything being settled there and everything being cold. You don't find anything else of any value like within the fires, and as you go around, the only things on the tables are like wooden utensils and cups and plates kind of things. Again, the room seems to be absent of all metal other than the 4 hand axes that these thralls were carrying with them. And again, towards the top, you see like a couple animal furs and things like that that are left behind.
I'm gonna take an animal for my guy's kind of a barbarian style guy. He likes furs.
All right. So I think I can go to, where is occupation equipment, and we'll get you a fur there, a pelt of some sort. We'll say that to deer pelt. So who was taking that?
Me, Sam.
Sam, okay. So I'll throw a deer pelt in your inventory, and you can use that basically to protect yourself from a little bit of the weather, or just have the pelt available for wherever else you need.
Cool.
All right, which door do we want to attempt here, gentlemen?
Left door.
Left door.
Maybe give it a look-see.
Yeah.
All right, you want to search it for traps?
I guess.
It looks to be safe. Again, it doesn't look like it has any kind of locking mechanism on it.
Can I listen at the door?
Absolutely. As you go and press your ear up against the door, you hear no sounds on the other side of the door.
Okay. Y'all want to open it up? Let's just go in.
Yeah.
Since I was there listening, I'll just open it up.
All right. As you open the door, you see inside what looks to be some kind of bed chamber. There looks like there were, again, maybe some crates and some other things in this room, but again, they've been stripped of any metal that was, holding them together.
Hmm.
With the metal on the blacksmith was everything was taken.
Do we have a light source that we can? Do we need light in here? Is that why we're?
I would say that there are windows, and as you guys waited till morning to come in here, there is daylight coming in.
That's just the field of vision.
Yeah.
It's just because we're standing outside the door. Okay.
Yep.
I'll walk into the room.
Okay.
Where's my guy? He's way down here.
All right, so this bed chamber seems to open up to a storage room as well.
I'll turn back and say, hey, that other door connects to this room as well. Looks like a storage area. If somebody wants to open that up, maybe it'll get a little brighter in here.
And who was it that was looking for a crossbow?
It was me, Rick.
Okay, Rick, if you want, go ahead and roll me a luck. So if you roll under your luck, you can find a crossbow in here. Seems like this was the barracks, so they had some weapons stored in here. And it looks like you can find a crossbow in there. So again, it looks like metal is all missing. There's no swords, no additional axes, no tools of any kind, but you do find a bow.
Any bolts?
Go ahead and just roll me a D6. 4, 3. You find 3. These are cruder kind of bolts, wood with more of a stone-tipped arrow, not metal.
Archibald wants to check some of these chests up here by the bed, or whatever those are.
They're like broken apart, like basically they were destroyed. So all you see there are like what was left over. But go ahead and give me a intelligence check as you search through it.
Nope.
Let's say a 14, you're fine, and you find 1 gold piece sitting amongst the rubble.
Yay.
Right. So outside of that, you do again find a couple sacks of like miscellaneous food stores, but that's about it that's left here that it would be salvageable.
You guys, anything else y'all want to do here? Do you want
I think
to
let's
go
go
over
down
to the large longhouse?
Yeah, let's make our way to the next
Okay.
location.
So you leave this house. I'll take you back out to the village. All right. So you head over to the large longhouse. All right. So this narrow thatched roof building is larger than the rest of the other structures and decorated with decorative carvings on the woodwork bordering the doorway. Inside, as you step in, is divided into two sections. It looks like one section is somewhat of kind of the residence, and the rest of it is a feast hall. Let's see. Everybody can go ahead and roll me a luck.
It's not my strong suit.
We could just click the luck button and it'll do
Yep.
what you're looking for.
I passed.
Oh man, everybody's passing here. All right.
I did not.
One fail. One fail. So, Jake, you're the last one to come in. You don't really hear anything. The rest of you hear noises coming from the far side. So, past the dining hall, where there's doors that kind of, again, seem to lead into what you would assume would be some kind of residence, you hear a little bit of noise back that way.
Y'all heard that? Let's go check it out.
Be careful. It's probably more of those things.
A noise, eh?
All right, so you
Yeah,
move
let's move there
to the door to investigate the noise.
Yes.
All right. As you approach the door, what do you do?
Let's listen to see if it's actual like talking or if it's like weird shuffling sounds.
As you listen, it does sound like hushed voices. It sounds like a couple women and children, possibly.
Yes, maybe some survivors. Let's go in and talk to them. Maybe we can find something out.
All right. You open the door.
Sure, why not? My guys have to write us.
All right. So go ahead and give me a reflex save really quick.
Of course. Reflex. There we go.
Very good. As you open the door, you suddenly hear a click, and out of the corner of your eye, you see a spiked hammer swing down towards you, and you're able to dodge out of the way just before it swings in and slams into your face. You're able to dodge away as it swings back and comes to a pendulum kind of resting. You're able to dodge away from that trap. All right, as you open the door, though...
Guys.
What was that?
I disarmed the trap, guys.
As you do that, you hear a scream as several women and children and a couple elderly huddled in the back of this room, just kind of huddle together and in fear as you enter into the bed chambers in the back.
Did they have that blank? So they're more
These
animate
ones have a
than the
look of
previous.
fear on them. Their faces are not blank. You can tell that from as far as you can tell, anyways, they do not seem to be under the same control as the last members you saw.
I'm gonna say, do not worry. We were sent here by the Thanes of the West.
Yes, we're here to help.
Just asking, what happened to everyone? Why is everyone gone?
They look terrified. Anyone who wants to talk to them, go ahead and roll a personality.
Great.
Oh, just yes.
Hey,
All right. Guer, they seem to look at you. The other two, they seem very, very frightened of. Archibald and Jake, they seem a bit scared of. But Guer, you're able to kind of calm them down a little bit. And as you approach them, one of the young children seems to take to you pretty well, and just kind of steps forward and tells you that several weeks ago, the farms near the forest began to be attacked, and whole families were disappearing. As the attacks increased, there were stories of strange raiders pillaging for iron began to spread. The Thane here, her name is Haldura, sent her best warriors to patrol the frontier, leaving only a few fighters to defend the town. But those warriors never came back. Then, several nights ago, Haldura went to consult the clan's gods in the cult house around the corner. for guidance, and she has not been seen since. Then, last night, creatures came out of the woods and attacked the village, and the remaining fighters manned the walls but were unable to fight them back. We heard terrible cries, so we hid ourselves in here. And in the morning, everybody was gone, and we've been dreading whatever it took the villagers to come back.
I'm gonna say, well, you're lucky that we're here now. We're gonna set this right, and I'm gonna offer the kid a ration if he looks hungry.
Oh yeah, it takes it, and the child being part of this village and a good person, she starts breaking it up and giving it to the other villagers that are huddled here.
Well, what should we do with these people? If we take them with us, they may be at risk. If they stay here, they might be at risk.
Well, wherever we go is probably. I mean, we're going to kill things probably at some point, so maybe not with us.
Yeah, I say we just ask them to stay here for a little bit longer, and let's go try to figure out what's going on, and then we can escort them out of here. I'll contribute a ration as well to.
Okay, they take it and spread it around so everybody has some.
Is there a trap resettable so that we can set it up if we leave them in here?
Go ahead and roll another disable trap or just an intelligence if you don't have the trap skills.
Yeah, just intelligence is all I got.
An 8, you're not able to figure out how to reset it, but as you're trying to reset it and figure it out, one of the villagers does call out and say they know how to reset it.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave. Y'all reset your trap, and we'll give you a secret knock before we open that door, and you can undo the trap. It'll be a 2 knocks followed by a knock.
All right. So you mimic that, and then one of the children mimics it, and so you can tell that they understand.
Yeah, we're all synced.
Hopefully, none of those thralls were any of your family. Sorry.
The place that you said that the was the Holy Woman. Is that what it was? She went up to this building up around the corner from here.
Yep, the Thane went to the cult house, which is behind.
Thane.
Yeah, behind this building, just around the corner. If you go outside and go around, she says basically directs you. It's just behind this building. The cult house is there. It's our place of religious worship.
Part of me kind of wants to go check out those trees before we go to the cult house.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that just seems like there might be something over there.
Can't hurt.
All right, so you head out of the building and head over there towards where those kind of trees are.
Yeah.
All right, so as you head over there, it looks like these are basically, you see marks on them, like they are using them as training dummies. So whether they were shooting bows and arrows at them or doing something else, it looks like this area is used for kind of training.
Okay. What are these things on the other 2 walls of the fort?
They look to be benches and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you guys just want to go to the gate to the B6 area?
Yep.
All right. So you head around to the front. So separated from the rest of the buildings by a 5-foot inner fence is a square 2-story structure with a peaked timber roof.
Is there a gate or is it?
This one does not seem to have a gate of any kind. The entryway into it again is carved with animals and other kind of like totem pole type kind of carvings, and some runes and things like that. But from a quick glance, you recognize the runes as more of a religious kind of prayer type of runes.
Any windows on this one?
This one does not seem to have any windows from the sides, but as you approach the front, you can see like a large window over the door.
Guess someone want to give me a boost. I'll take a look in there at least before we go in.
How high up is the window?
I would
Just over
say
the door?
it's probably just about a foot or two above the door, so maybe 8 to 10 feet at the most.
I'll
So,
give him a boost up so he can look in.
all right, you're easily able to boost him up there. So inside, you see what seems to be a high-ceilinged room lit by a single brazier that glows with a low red flame. Kind of letting your eyes adjust to the dimmer chamber than the light outside, you're able to see that centered in the chamber is a wide wooden altar. Well worn, it looks like. There seems to be a body laying dressed in, nicer kind of clothes. Looks like it could be some kind of chief or lord, laying on the altar. And then just beyond the altar, you see two elaborately carved pillars. Again, kind of like totem type pillars. And that's about all you can make out looking through the window.
Yeah, it looks clear. Looks like
Do
we got
these-
some more dead folk in there.
Do these? I'd like to take a look at these animal totem carvings. Are they familiar to me at all?
Go ahead and roll an intelligence to see if you recognize these either religiously or anything like that. No, looking in right now from outside, you can't really make them out too well. You can just tell that they're kind of, animal shapes roughly.
Okay, they don't have any significance to me. Or okay,
Yeah, not that you can tell. Maybe if you were inside and got a closer look, you could. But again, it's a dimly lit like brazier in the middle, so outside is so bright that looking in the window into a dimmer room, it's hard to make out like details.
okay.
Let's go to the door.
Yep, let's go examine the door for traps. Seems like traps are a pretty common thing there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand back a little bit this time.
I'll stand back as well, ready to spend my fleeting luck if I need to.
All right. So check for traps.
Nice.
This one, you do a thorough investigation of this one, and don't see any kind of mechanism that could possibly be a trap of any kind.
Looks clear. I'm not going in first, but it looks clear.
All right, I'll go in.
Okay. You open the door. As you open the door, it creaks open, and inside, you can tell this is clearly a temple of some sort. And I'm going to go ahead and bring us over to the cult house. All right. So you all should be able to see. So the two pillars kind of right there, and then the altar in the middle. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. That's the altar.
Never
in
good when the
middle there.
pillars have icons.
All right, so the pillar in the middle there, there's a woman laying on it. And then the two
Right.
pillars to either side with the animal carvings. As you come in a little bit closer, you can see one of them looks like a giant bird of some sort, and the other looks like a giant lizard of some sort.
Archibald will go up and check the body on the altar and make sure, is it like a dead body or is it...
Go
Somebody
ahead
just-
and do me another intelligence check as you go to check for a pulse or breath. All right, the body is still warm to the touch, so it does not seem like this person is dead.
I'll try to rouse them.
All right, You shake them a little bit, and they do not seem to react in any way. But as you're doing this, your eyes start to adjust to the light a bit better. And then suddenly, the brazier ignites with a blue flame, illuminating the entire room with an unnatural azure witchlight. And at the same time, both of these pillars, the creatures begin to creak and jar suddenly and begin to move. So they are going to go ahead and put us all back into the combat round. So you guys can, if you had moved up, that's just fine.
Yeah, that's just kind of where my guy would be.
All right. So initiative is back up. You guys click on the combat tracker to open that up.
Hey, I get flipped over onto a 20. That's cool.
Oh.
That it doesn't count.
All right. Looks like the idols rolled pretty well. I think Zavin said he'd be right back. So I'll let him roll his initiative once he gets back in.
Okay,
All right.
I'm going to take a quick break then. And
Yeah, it's an hour and a half into it.
Yeah,
You want to
if
take a bio
we can
break?
go ahead and take a quick bio break since it's 8:30. So we'll go ahead and I'll put a 5-minute timer on, and we'll come back in 5 minutes. So that puts us at about, looks like 8:42.
Great.
Hey, Popeyes.
Hey, sorry, I'm
Hey, Popeyes.
back. Missed something, I presume. Initiative.
You want breakfast? That's food. Hey, Popeyes. That's yours. That's yours. Have it. That's your breakfast, Popeyes. What? Come here. Sit. Sit. Sit, Popeyes. Sit. Sit. Hold on. Sit. No. Sit. Sit. You know what that means. Sit. Hold on. Sit. Hey, no. Sit. There you go. Go for it.
I'm back if anyone's waiting for me.
I think you're the first to say anything.
All right, back as well.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it took longer than I did, and I was thinking y'all were all waiting on me.
No, you're good. Go ahead and get rid of all the little icons that we had for the group group battle. Don't need those icons anymore.
Drinking my coffee, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm cold and could use some caffeine." I went and made one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just waiting for Dwayne and Abstract.
I'm back.
All right. Let's see. We can go ahead and get started. Dwayne is far enough down the turn order that he should be fine. So beginning combat. So as you guys, your eyes kind of adjust to the area and you go up to search the body, Leo, the two idols, again, suddenly snap to life and begin moving. And the bird-like creature soars down towards Leo. I need to open these up so I remember what everything they can do. All right, so as the bird-like idol flies down towards you, it is going to attempt a lotus stare. But it fails to do so. And as it flies down and does that, it then turns around and flies back up towards one of the walls. All right, with that then, Leo, you are up.
Can I draw my sling and
Absolutely.
try to get it with? Okay. Let me get back over here. Zing.
An 8. As you go to attack, you let loose your sling, but the flying creature is able to dodge out of the way, and your sling harmlessly clatters against the wall, landing on the floor off in the corner. All right, do you want to do any movement or stay where you're at?
Maybe I'll try to kind of retreat back over here.
Okay.
Are these benches?
Yeah. Yeah, those are the pews, I think is what they call those.
Okay.
All right.
Sunday morning at the cult house.
All right.
Then maybe I'll go all the way over to the pillar.
Okay.
Then if that's cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. With that, the next idol springs to life and climbs down the pillar, and it is going to attack as it sees everybody in here. It's going to charge towards Dwayne.
Bring it.
All right, Dwayne, as your eyes adjusted in here, you can roll another kind of like religion or history check in some way if you want, like just an intelligence.
Okay.
With a 13, yeah, as your eyes settled in here, you recognize both of these are basically like idols of woodland spirits. Gemur and Dreki are kind of like forest spirits. In the history, the stories you've heard of these two spirits, you have heard that Gemur has the ability to kind of basically get into people's minds, and then Dreki, the more lizard one, was like a fire-breathing dragon spirit, basically. So actually, as it charges forward towards you, just before it gets to you, it is going to go ahead and give off its fire breath. So I need a reflex save from you and Zavin as it breathes a straight line of fire towards both of you. Both are going to be fails, so that is just 2d4, so not too bad a fire. It's not the biggest, it's not dragon quite yet. So 4 damage to both of you. As this line of fire comes out of this animated idol towards both of you. And then it kind of bounds away back behind the altar in the middle. All right, Abstract, you are up.
Sorry, I was muted. The idol ran back, ran back out of.
Yep.
Range.
So this altar in the middle stands maybe like 6 feet high at most. So you can kind of see like its back haunches just over the altar in the middle.
Am I able? Do I have enough range to get behind it?
Yeah. I would say within this room it's not too big. So yeah, you're able to get up behind it.
All right.
You move into strike, and as you do, it catches you coming, whips around with its tail quickly, and go ahead and make a reflex save. As it whips its tail around rapidly, it catches your feet. You didn't expect it to react so quickly.
I'm gonna burn a luck.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say how high does he have to get?
Yeah, it's 10. So 1 luck is just fine. Burning that luck, yeah, it trips you, but you're able to recover yourself before going down. All right, Zavin, you're up.
Ooh, I got like 1 HP left, so I am going to run behind this pillar to the left.
Okay.
Peek around the corner and try to shoot my short bow with the bird.
All right. Yeah, you see it fluttering up in the corner. A 14 does hit. That exactly hits for 6 points of damage. This arrow flies true and catches the bird for 6 points of damage. Sticks into its chest. Even though it's made of like wood, basically, the arrow flies true and sticks straight into it, and it flutters but struggles but stays aloft. Dwayne.
All right, I'm going to try to cast a resist heat on myself, or just cast it and see what happens.
Okay.
Jeez. No luck.
Your god does not seem to be listening at the moment.
All day, I guess. And then if I can, I will close with the dragon creature.
Yep.
If I got enough movement.
Absolutely.
All right. And that's my turn.
All right, Sam, you're up.
Can I attack the creature from there? Do I need to?
Yeah, I'd say that's fine.
All right. He's gonna get the what for?
For 13, just gonna miss as you come up behind the altar. You go to swing.
Luck.
1 luck would hit.
1 luck.
Yep.
Okay. 1 luck.
So with that 1 luck, as you come in, you go to strike and just find the perfect angle to get between Abstract and the altar, striking the creature as it was reacting to Abstract for 5 points of damage. The creature reacted to this, whips around again to look at you, opens its mouth and lets out a silent roar. All right, Rick, you're up.
I guess I'll take a shot at the flying one.
pull out your crossbow, and as you go to strike, it becomes loose in your hands. And as you strike, though, the arrow goes flying off out of control. This new crossbow, you didn't expect it to basically recoil from the strength of the bowstring. It comes loose in your hand, your arrow flies wildly. But you are able to maintain it in your hand. Do you want to move at all, or you stay behind that pew?
Yeah, I'll stay back there.
Okay. All right. The creatures are up again. This time it's going to fly down and look at Sam and attempt the Lotus Stare again. Again, failing to accomplish its desired effect, it will then fly off towards the top of the room. Leo.
Leo is going to advance up over to here and try to hit the flying thing with the sling again.
Okay.
Oof.
Oof. Almost sat on that natural 20 and a 1. So this one, again, your sling, not quite able to get the aim right in here, and it harmlessly smacks against the room and again clatters to the floor off on the other side of the chamber. All right. The animated idol of Dreki, again, is going to try to line itself up to get multiple people. So it's going to move away from Sam and Dwayne, if you guys wanted to make an attack against it.
For sure.
Yeah.
An 8 will miss. And a 6 will miss. And as it does so, it lets out another fire breath. So I need Abstract and Sam a reflex save.
Nice.
An 18 saves, but Parrish, unable to dodge out of the way, takes 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
All right, and that is it for its turn. Abstract, you are up.
I'm gonna attack back. Jeez. Very nice.
All right, as it opens its mouth and lets out that fire, you're unable to block, but you then swing, its mouth still open, smashing against the side of its head, doing an additional 11 points of damage. You basically cleave the top half of this idol's head off, and the wooden idol becomes inanimate and collapses to the ground.
All right, one down.
All right, that gives you the opportunity to move without any opportunity attacks.
Yeah, he's gonna take some cover behind some pews. He's pretty messed up.
Okay. All right, Zavin, you're up.
Gonna just move. Oops. Over here, it should be in range of the bird.
Yep.
Short bow again.
All right, a 14, exactly what you need to hit. So this arrow flies true again, and with 6 points of damage, this one goes straight into its head, and you see it try to dodge out of the way, take the arrow, and then again collapse to the ground. As it does, its wings break as it becomes just inanimate wood again. It shatters against the ground. And that is it for combat. So with that one, everybody go ahead and give themselves 2 experience points. Man, I was really wishing one of those Lotus Stares would have worked. All right, so as you destroy these 2 creatures, suddenly the woman in the middle of the room, you see her begin to move, and she struggles as if coming out of a deep sleep, getting up, her eyes adjusting to the dim light in here as the blue brazier now goes out. She kind of comes to looking around, and she looks a bit startled as she does not recognize any of you.
I got my crossbow trained on her.
Maybe this is the train.
Yeah, I say something about us being from the other camp and having come to investigate and help with these creatures that are attacking their
Right. Mentioning
village.
your Thane and everything that was going on, she looks at you with recognition. She knows. You could tell that she knew. She's like, oh yes, She knows that she was supposed to be called there, but with everything going on here, she wasn't able to rally her forces to go to the meeting of all the Thanes. So she thanks you for saving her life. She says, okay, she knows. You tell her basically what's going on and where the rest of the forces are. And she says, yes, I will rally what forces I have left and set off to meet with the rest of the forces off to the north. You tell her that there weren't many of her forces left here, and that all that you found were the villagers. But she believes she knows where some other of her forces were that were out searching for the source of the strangeness. So she will go rally with the rest of the forces.
We should probably go with her then, eh?
Well, should we search around in here first?
As you offer to go with her, she tells you that she intends to travel light and fast. She has her horse that, as of a couple days ago, was where she believed it was. So she says she's going to jump on her horse and take off quickly. She does not have enough horses for the rest of you, as most of them did get away. But you would not be able to keep up on foot. She does tell you, though, that if you were to journey through the nearby footpath in the forest used by our hunters, it will lead you to the northwest towards the glow.
Yeah. Let's go to the glow.
Yes.
All right. So as you search around in here, this is obviously a very religious place. The two altars that were there, the animals came to life from the top of them, but the rest of the altar is still, or the two pillars are still there, carved with more runes and other creatures and things like that, and they are like stained red. Outside of that, again, all metal seems to be gone from in here. It looks like there may have been sconces on the side, on the walls, that have been ripped off. And any other kind of metal things seem to have been removed from this room as well.
Yeah.
All right, as you go to search these other kind of side rooms, these seem like they just have small stone pillars with maybe a couple candles and miscellaneous items that were probably placed here in service of prayer.
All right.
Dwayne, I will let you do a... just give me a generic kind of spell check as you kind of do some prayer. 7? Yeah, not quite enough. You feel like possibly this being a religious place, you can take some of, something that you may have to use as kind of a prayer to your gods to see if you can increase or get rid of your disapproval range, but does not seem to be answering.
All right. Well, once again, Malatok has turned her back on me.
All right. With that, anything else you guys want to do in here before you head outside?
Does anybody need a heal?
Yes, I'm down to 3
Yep.
points.
1
All right,
HP.
here's the first person who said yes.
Whew.
There we go. Get a dice back.
I'd like to search around, I guess, and see if I can find the church's donation box.
Go ahead and give me a luck.
Anybody else? I seem to be doing pretty good on the heal rolls.
I'd take one, please.
All right, there you go. Not that time.
All right, with a 6 on the luck roll, really quick, you do find a small box that possibly has some coffers. You find 5 gold pieces.
I guess I'll divide that up as best we can.
Is this door the way we came in?
You would have come in this door down here.
Okay.
So Sam, if you wanted to, that door seems to be unlocked and untrapped. As you open the door, it looks like this was an area where possibly the religious leaders would eat or meet.
Okay.
All right. I would say by this time you're getting into kind of like mid-afternoon. So with that, you will be. I mean, you know that there's not much else to search in this area, but you will be heading off to the forest next. So you can decide whether you want to head off now or you want to risk possibly waiting, overnight to get one more rest before you head off towards the source of all this strangeness.
Well, my disapproval is currently at 6, so
Yeah,
I think wait.
and I could use another point of luck, so you want to spend the night?
Yeah, let's spend the night.
Okay. Where would you like to spend it? I'm going to go ahead and take us back to the village.
Y'all want to go back to the same place we were at last night? The apothecary, or
I guess so.
I mean,
yeah, it seemed to go pretty well over there.
yeah, we can barricade the door again, and
All right, so you head back down to the apothecary. All right. If you guys are going to spend the night there, I can allow you guys to do another handle poison or generic spell check. So I think the elf can do a spell check as well.
Yeah, not exactly good with poison, but I guess I'll give it a shot.
oh, there you go.
Nice.
What are they trying to meet?
You needed to beat a 12, so both of those meet. All right, so with that, go ahead and I'll go with Gwayer first, since rolled first. That is going to be a D3. You find 3 doses of a random elixir. So go ahead and roll me a D4. This time you find a sort of looks like a vial of some potion. This time, kind of experimenting with it a little bit, you open it up and try to figure out what it can do. And what you do is you take just a very, very small kind of just like taste of it. Dip your finger in it and taste it. It has a very pungent taste to it. And as you do so, you begin to feel almost anger come over you.
Rage. Potion of rage.
Mm-hmm. So I will go ahead and give you a couple of those. So,
Again, I'm going to offer them up to whomever.
yeah.
So keep him away from Parrish. He's got a temper anyway.
All right. So it's 3 filter of violence. So who would like those?
I mean, it might.
I would.
Oh, you go for it. There's three of them.
Yep, there's 3 of them.
I'll take one as a frontline guy. Does it prevent? Does it prevent spell casting?
It does
if
not.
You take it. Okay.
Take one of those. Cool with that.
All right.
Is it anywhere in the compendium to drag and drop, or?
I'm dropping it in your inventory right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, and then Sam was going to take one.
Yeah.
Sam, you are Jake, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay. All right, you got one. All right, and one more. Who's taking the third?
So it's a kind of a healing thing.
So yeah, it can also, it's so potent that the elixir can actually act as a solvent as well for all forms of paralysis or stupor, and is strong enough to even temporarily revive those close to death and dying or bleeding out.
I mean, I'll take one if nobody else wants it.
Okay. Sam strength, that's Parrish. All right, that's 3 of those. Okay. And then the second one, Ray, his handle poison was successful. Ray will find 3 doses as well. Go ahead and roll me a d4. A 4. Nice. Got 3 different potions. So this one is, again, more of a powder. Let's see. Let's see. As you guys are resting overnight, do you guys start a campfire or anything to keep you warm?
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys have the campfire, you're messing around with this powder, and a small amount of it falls into the fire. As it does, it begins to create a kind of a cloud of vapor, and you all begin to experience kind of the onset of strange hallucinations of phantasmal shapes. It's not enough to fully take over, and you feel them for a while, and you all see the strange apparitions suddenly. But as the vapor dissipates, so do the effects, and you can tell that this kind of powder, when ignited, will create a vapor and cause people to see hallucinations. Creatures within the cloud must make a will save each round or flee in terror.
Microdose.
All right, so we got 3 doses of that. Who's taking those?
I'll definitely take at least one.
All right, so Ray,
I'll take one too.
Zavin, let's see. Zavin is Guir. All right, I think we have one more.
I already have the jungle lily pollen, so I'll let somebody else.
I think Leo, you were speaking up.
Nah, I'm good. I don't think I want any.
Okay. All right, so Sam, you want the last one?
Sure. Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so you each found additional potions and things this time around. All right, so you guys go through the night again. It seems quite quiet out. As the night settles, it gets colder and colder again, and all you hear outside are the sounds of the winds whipping across the thatched roof. You are able to take your long rest and recover as normal, so 1 HP, and those who recover luck can recover their 1 point of luck.
For the 2 beds that were in here, bed heals overnight are 2 HP. Could I take one of those and be one of the
Yeah, I could say that.
bed sleepers?
I could use 2 HP too if nobody else wants that other bed.
That's cool.
Yeah, you go for it.
That puts me up to max. Okay, cool.
All right, the night goes by fairly easily. Again, you get a decent, nice rest being in a secure home with a couple beds. As you wake in the morning, again, the winds have died down, and it is a quiet morning. The town, again, still silent. You guys heading off towards the forest?
Yeah, let's follow that.
All right.
Before we go, could we rummage into those houses again just to see if we can get some more food?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll 2d6. You find 5 more rations that you guys can bag up and take with you.
I'll take one of them.
Cool. I'll take one.
I'll take one. There's 3.
So 2 more, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just pass so that everybody can have them.
Okay. So everybody adds 1 ration. All right, so as you guys finish, you search through the houses on your way to the eastern forest. As you get to the forest, you can tell that it is overgrown and become wilder and more menacing since the reft appeared. A ubiquitous mist fills the gaps between the stands of spruce, pines, and birch that spread unbroken for leagues, flattening sound and hindering exploration. There's a sense of foreboding accompanies you as you journey under the dark canopy of trees. An eerie silence pervades the air, absent the comforting sounds of animals and birds. As you continue where you would expect to see the game trail and hunting paths branching off from the main route, there instead you find any such pathways are covered by dense brambles and twisted roots, almost as if the forest was guiding or luring you towards its center. All right, so as you guys head in, I have to find this again.
Hopefully no frogs.
You guys have run across quite a few of those. All right, so heading into the forest, we are going to roll a bit more on the random encounters here as the dense forest has become unnatural. So I am going to start at the top here. So abstract, go ahead and roll me 2d6. For an 8, the wind begins to kick up as you come into the forest, and you hear it whistling as it whips between the trees and such, and a bitter cold comes back upon you as you are walking through the forest, and that is going to slow you down as another blizzard starts to blow in. Even though the forest seems to be kind of directing you towards its center, the cold, bitter blizzard is pushing against you, slowing you down. So that means you're only going to be able to travel basically your three hexes in this day worth of travel. So as you guys move towards your last hex there, Dwayne, go ahead and roll me 2d6.
2d6.
A 9. The rest of the day goes by unhindered, other than just the wind pushing against you. The dense forest, anytime you look to see if you can, maybe go off the main path or see anything, investigate, the dense brambles and the choking mist stops you from being able to get off of this main trail. You fear that if you were to leave the main trail, you may not be able to find it again.
All right. I'll stick to the trail, I guess. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun, but are we going to get a rest again, did you say?
Yep, so this is basically, you guys are coming to the end of your first day of travel through this forest. And as you come to the end of the day, the light starts to fade, and it was already fairly dark under these tree branches. So even as it just becomes to, the early portions of dusk, it becomes very dark within the forest.
As we're getting ready to rest, I'm going to cast Lay on Hands on myself. I'm still a couple down. Does anybody else need it?
Yeah, I'm a couple down. If no,
Okay, so there's one for myself. And I heal back 6, that takes me to full. And somebody else needs one as well.
yeah, I'll take one.
Okay. I'm pretty good at this. There's a dot of dice for you.
You want to take your chance one more time?
Sure. Yeah, my disapproval's reset back down to 1. That's why I'm throwing all that out. So here's one. Oop.
There we go.
Ooh, critical
There's
fail
a
on that one.
Was it?
So
Oh,
the cleric
geez.
must pray for forgiveness immediately. So you're going to spend an hour as you begin to rest,
Yeah.
praying.
All right. So yeah, I will pray for forgiveness for an hour and then try it again.
Okay.
And there we go.
Much better.
So
All right. So you guys try to find
else.
Oh, anybody else need healing?
I'm down 2 HP, so you can give it a shot if you want.
Okay, we'll do that. Well, not that time. I'll try it again. There we go.
Cool, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
So as you guys go to settle down, you are in a thick forest. You try to find a spot to kind of set up, but you can't even get off of the main path. So you're going to have to rest on this main path in this, forest that's kind of foreboding. There's nowhere to really set up any kind of camp tent or anything like that. So as you guys go to settle down, it's going to be a pretty rough night. The blizzard has not surpassed yet, so it is quite cold. So you guys are going to have to try to kind of huddle together, maybe find a couple trees to maybe put up something to try to string something up to block some of the wind, but it is quite difficult. Do you guys want to try to start a campfire?
Yeah, if it's that cold, I suppose we would, even though that's going to, if anybody else can see it. Sounds like the woods are pretty thick, though, so the smoke might be kind of obscured, but I don't know.
Whoever wants to try to start the fire, go ahead and roll me a luck check.
I got a 12. Has anybody got a higher luck?
I got a 16.
All right. Looks like you're the fire starter.
All right. You guys are able to huddle around one side to kind of block the wind. You do that to get the fire started. So you guys do have a fire. You're able to find enough woods and stuff and chop some of the brambles and things to create a nice little fire for yourselves. So it does fight off a bit of the bitter cold as you guys are huddled tightly around it. But it is very, very difficult to sleep in this blizzard. So I would say if you guys need to recover luck or HP, you're going to recover one or the other. Everybody else, go ahead and roll me a luck check to see if you're able to recover overnight. And then for the cleric,
we maxed on everything, so.
Okay. Luck check for the cleric. You can recover either your disapproval range or HP or one thing, basically.
Okay, so I'll take the disapproval back down to 0 or just 1 off the disapproval?
1 off the disapproval.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's you're not able to get a decent night's sleep.
Okay.
All right, and those of you not rolling luck don't need anything right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a bit of a rough night. You kind of maybe drift off for a moment or two and kind of woken back up and, try to, from the cold or the wind, from somebody else coughing, and it's a very, very rough night for you on the path.
Stop snoring.
Sorry, I have sleep apnea.
All right. As you wake in the morning, a bit stiff from sleeping in hunched over positions and on hard ground, the fire has gone out, and you wake to, again, the bitter cold. but the wind of the blizzard seems to have ceased. So you were able to begin moving again as unhindered. Anything else you guys want to do in the morning before you take off?
We should remove rations, etc.
Yep. Yeah, everybody remove 1 ration.
All right. No, I think that's it. I mean, there's not really much else I can do. So,
That was the third day or fourth?
Since you guys left the initial camp,
Yeah.
I think you guys are on like 5th or 6th at this point.
Well, I mean, since we left the town.
Oh, since you left the town, this was your first day. This was the first rest since leaving the small town of Grain.
Oh, okay, shit. I had already taken up 3.
Yeah, this is your first day. Yeah, you can travel up to, I think it's 6 hexes a day, unless there's a blizzard, which cuts your time. It cuts it down in half.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
All right. So as you start in the morning, you round a couple corners and come to another river. The river here. Let's see. I gotta remember what I'm looking at here. Back of here. Okay. So this path winds through a heavy growth of spruce pines and birch that become more twisted as you journey further into the depths of the forest. In a clearing ahead, you see a dark ribbon of water, a river of inky blackness, at least 20 yards across. The path leads down a grassy slope to a shallow, rock-strewn fjord. So again, a small rock path that leads across this river.
I guess I'll try to carefully lead my donkey across.
All right. Give me just a second. Forgot to reread this before we started. The banks of the river are lined with long, straw-colored grass that does not stir even in the heaviest of winds. As you travel to the banks, the roots and plant life here makes it very difficult to traverse. Who is leading the pack?
Yes, I will. I don't mind.
Parrish will be up behind, up there. Maybe second in line.
Go third.
All right, so everyone, as you move forward, go ahead and give me a reflex save. Ooh, nice. Natural 20. All right, a couple natural 20s in there. Perfect. Okay. So everybody seems to be pushing through the thick brambles here. Sergi, you do it with you struggle a little bit, but are able to get through. But Ray, you suddenly feel as if the plant life is almost grasping around you. You each kind of feel that, but Ray is unable to push much further ahead as you are moving through these brambles towards this fjord to get across the river.
To use my axe and my hand axe and kind of try to clear the way for him, help him out if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and just make an attack.
Okay.
All right. You strike at the plants, and as you do, it seems like the plants are almost resistant to some of your attack. You can tell that you caused some damage, but not as much as you would expect to cause. Still leaving it quite difficult to maneuver through. All right, so as you guys continue to move through, I need another reflex save from you.
Oh, no.
All right.
So how does that impact fleeting luck, if everybody's kind of making a save at the same time, and one person rolls a 1, another person rolls a 20, is it just the order in which?
Yeah, I think it's just the order in which it happens. Yep.
Okay. So if you feel like you're going to roll a 1, roll last.
Not first.
First, yeah.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, right.
All right. So with that, Archibald, Sergey, Jake, and Ray all feel the plant life again grab up and begin pulling you down. It almost feels like it's pulling you down into itself, and you feel yourself being pulled down to your knees as you are pulled in. And this time, let's see. Yeah, it's basically just pulling you down to your knees, just preventing you from being able to move any further forward. So everybody who is basically restrained, go ahead and you can either do like an attack or another reflex save. An 8 is still too low. The grabbing vines pulling you down further. You feel like you're not able to get out of these whatsoever, that they may be trapping you here.
But you said make another reflex save?
Yep,
Even if we were...
Yep.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I made that one. Or, I didn't fumble is what I was trying to say.
I thought it was the people who were trapped needed to make a reflex save, or is it everybody?
It was those who were trapped.
Yeah.
All right. If you rolled under a 10 again, you still feel yourself being trapped here. Jake, striking at the plants, is able to break away of just enough to begin moving again. All right. So for my record, because we got 6 of us, I just need to keep track of this. Let's see. Parrish, you're good. Going from up here. Parrish is good. I think Guare is good. But everybody else still seems to be trapped. So Parrish and Guare were able to get through the strangleweed down to the edge of the river itself. But you see your comrades behind you struggling as the plants seem to be wrapping up around them and pulling them down to their knees as they're trying to push themselves or cut their way out of it. Jake able to cut through some of it, but still being pulled back as he's trying to get out of the brambles to the river's edge. All right, so Parrish, Guare, do you want to try to do anything to assist?
I'm gonna light my lantern and with like the door of it open or whatever, just to see if I hold the fire towards the plant, if it reacts at all.
As you do, it does seem to, like I said, this doesn't seem to move from the wind, but as soon as you put the fire of the torch or lantern towards it, it does seem to back away, kind of try to lean away from the fire.
All right, I'm gonna, if I can disrobe quickly, I'm just gonna take off my mithril scale because it's impeding my casting.
I would say if you're going to do that, it'll take a round to do that. So while you do that, everybody else can make another check to see if they can get out of the brambles.
I'm going to tell everybody while I'm doing that, just that I'm getting ready to flaming hands this plant.
Oh, yeah, catch it on fire while we're all entangled in it? I don't know about that.
I'm hoping it'll let go.
All right, an 8 and an 8. Both are fails. Jake with a 20. After striking the plant, you're able to get your foot loose and get out of the brambles here holding you back. Everybody else seems to be stuck. The brambles now choking up around your chest, almost as if they're trying to choke you out, trying to reach for your throat. All right. So as they all do that, go ahead and you've taken off your mithril armor really quick. And if you would like to, you can do your flaming hands.
All right. I am gonna, just in case I roll good, aim this in such a way that it's not gonna like basically engulf everyone.
Gotcha.
Try to hit it towards the side. So let's see. Weird pools of slime show up, and I will roll a regular d20 for this.
Yes.
Sorry, just because I had to modify that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Check what the spell result is. Sorry. So that is a 1d6 plus class level points of damage. Up to 3 targets. I don't know if this.
Yeah, I would say with a 20, you're able to control it enough to send off like 3 streams of fire between the 2 allies that are still, or 3 allies that are still trapped within the plants. You see them burn, and you see the brambles that are choking up around their throats begin to pull back quickly. So everybody can quickly make one more if you're trapped inside. So I think it is Ray, Archibald, and Sergey. Make one more checks really quick. All right, Archibald able to get out, but Sergey and Ray still trapped within. Did you roll damage as well for the?
No, I did not.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage for it as well. Actually, really quick. Uh, 6 points of damage. Yeah, so Sergey and Ray are still stuck within the brambles. Anybody else want to do anything to try to help out here?
Are there any like fallen, like dead trees or anything around? Like
Not within reach, because this is kind of like a small clearing, probably 15 to 20 feet across, and you guys are kind of like in the middle of it, where these brambles are.
I mean, I guess I'll at least just try to help.
Are some of the plants still burning after the flaming hands?
I would say the flaming hands goes off, and there are some scorch and maybe some embers left, but there's no actual like fire. The coldness here and the damp, like because everything was kind of snowy, put the fire out pretty quick afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I can launch another spell, or we can try to light some twigs or something with my lantern. Try to wave them at the plants.
What do you think about trying that spell again?
Sure.
Seemed to work pretty well.
All right. So this time crystals are going to grow out of the pools of slime. Same, still a d20 check. Oops. Same result.
Nice. So again, you let off those 2 strikes. So again, I'll have the 2 that are still trapped make one last, hopefully last, reflex save.
I can spend 2 points of luck.
No, you're good. With that one, with the additional flames, they retract further, and you're able this time to pull out and get away. And the last 2 people that are trapped in the brambles are able to get free and get down to the water's edge. Yeah, so the way that worked is each time you had to roll a reflex save, it started at 5, and each round it went up 5 more. But because you guys attacked it with fire, I reset it down 5 each time you attacked it with fire, so it kind of rebalanced it out.
Are we going to be able to determine, like, as we go forward, are we going to recognize this type of bramble, or is it kind of just everything?
I would say yes, because you recognize the fact that the plants weren't moving even from the wind.
Okay.
So that kind of
So-
set it off that this is something different than, regular grass and other kind of plants that you can tell easily sway through wind.
Okay. So I guess if I see that again, I'm going to light a torch and get ready and have a torch with me to hopefully make it a little easier next time.
All right, so you guys get down to the water's edge. The river here is almost black, like inky black water almost. And then there's a thin rock kind of fjord that leads across the river here.
Let's start. Should we? How fast moving is the river?
It's moving at a pretty decent pace.
Deep? Does it seem pretty deep?
You can't really tell because of the how dark the water is.
Okay. Do we have rope? Let's see if we got rope. We might want to rope up before we do this, so somebody doesn't go. I don't see rope on my guy. So, does anybody have a rope?
Got rope on my donkey.
We have a donkey.
Yeah, I got a donkey.
Okay. Well, let's tie together in case anybody goes off. We can save them, and then maybe whoever has the best agility go first.
All right, and then I'll also have anyone who is a spellcaster, so our elf and cleric, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check really quick as you approach the water. All right, Guer, as you approach the water, you feel a strange sense coming off of the water, like there's some kind of eerie effects or some kind of, like the water has some kind of empowerment to it.
Yeah, I'm going to warn everyone to probably not look at it. I'm assuming that has something to do with the attraction to it. But to be prepared for it.
All right, so which order are we crossing the fjord? We'll just go with who's going first.
I have a completely average agility. So, does anybody have a positive agility modifier? Anybody feeling lucky?
Screw it. I'll go first.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll me a basic dexterity check. 4. As you're crossing, one of the stones becomes loose and your foot plunges down into the water. Go ahead and give me a fort save. An 8. Go ahead and roll me a d7. A 4. Suddenly your mouth becomes parched and dry. And for the next 2 weeks, you develop an unquenchable thirst no matter how much water you drink. And as you pull your foot out of the water, you feel your mouth become quite dry and you are just suffering from thirst. But you're able to then walk across the rest of the bridge.
Okay.
All right, who's going second?
I'll go second.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dexterity check. 13. You are able to get across. You saw the one loose stone where the first person stumbled. Avoiding that, are able to make your way across without any issues. Who's third?
I'll be trying to brace myself with the rope and try to keep it fairly tight. Hopefully that helps.
With a 12. 12, I'll say, is good enough too. I'm basically going to say 10 or above. It's not like it's super difficult or anything like that. Or sorry, 11 or above. 10 or below, you fail. So with a 12, yeah, you're able to. You feel like you almost lose your balance, but you catch yourself and are able to make it across.
This is a pretty clear running. Is this freshwater?
You would assume it's fresh water, but again, from the inky blackness, it's hard to really tell, and it doesn't
It's
smell
inky.
like salt or anything like that. But it's like very, very dark. It seems strange.
Okay.
All right, with an 8, you trip and fall onto your hands and knees, and one of your hands plunges into the water. Go ahead and roll me a d7. Or sorry, dexterity check first. Fort save. Sorry, fort save. You feel the water like start to affect you a little bit, but as you pull your hand out and dry it off, you don't feel any additional effects. You're able to get back to your feet and finish across. All right, next. A 14. 14 is enough. You're able to easily make your way across the bridge. A 3. With a 3, you're walking across, you stumble and plunge your almost entire arm into the water. Go ahead and roll me a fort save. That is just below what you needed. Roll me a d7.
Can I use luck?
It's actually, I forgot to say, it's modified by luck. So roll a d7 and add your luck modifier to it.
I can't make the save pass though.
Okay, yeah, if you wanted to. Yeah, you could burn 1 luck. I will tell you, though, that there are positive effects to this water.
Well, I mean, I don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that, but yeah, you can burn it if you want to.
Yeah. All right, spent.
Okay. So you're able to, even though your whole arm plunges in there, you're able to pull it off, and you feel like something is starting to overcome you, but you're able to fend off those effects, not taking any additional changes. Who was it that I had roll on the table earlier for the dry mouth?
Archibald.
Archibald? Okay. Do you have a positive or negative luck modifier?
I have a 0.
0? Okay, then no change. All right. So I think, was that everybody that needed to cross?
I think so.
I think so. Okay. You want to roll once for the donkey?
Agility?
Yeah, use your same modifier. Go ahead and roll a fort save for the donkey. So as the donkey, this path is fairly small. As it's going through, one of its back legs slips, goes down into the water. Roll me a d7. 2. So a wave of forgetfulness comes over your donkey, and it loses
Okay.
1 experience point.
Oh no. He's never going to keep up.
All right, but you guys are all able to make it across the river onto the opposite side and continue your travel. Again, the path choking as you guys are traveling through. You spend a couple more hours, round a couple bends, and I think we're on to Leo. Roll me 2d6.
Okay.
For 9. You guys making your way quite easily through without any kind of issues. And as you guys are getting further and further, the light ahead of you is beginning to glow a bit brighter. That aura that you've been seeing off in the distance is getting brighter and brighter. As you guys round a couple more turns, Rick, go ahead and roll me 2d6. A 5. As you guys round the corner, you are ambushed by several, again, blanked face warriors like you had seen before. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on here just for
Damn, he's
tracking.
huge.
Yeah, I know. Just for tracking. So I'm going to go ahead and I think, did I put your guys' tokens on here? No, I didn't. So for this one, we're basically just going to use the combat order of the players. So again, I'll have whoever rolls highest is where we will start the round, and then we'll just go basically table clockwise from there. So everybody go ahead and just roll an initiative for me. There seems to be 5 of these things that, or these thralls that come out to attack. All right, and I'll roll for him. All right, so he rolled terribly. So who got the highest? Looks like we got some 16s in there. So Sergi and Parrish, both you guys rolled, or sorry, Sam and Sergey both rolled 16s. So we will start with, which one of you has a higher agility?
I have a 12.
Sam, you're muted.
My bad. Mine's 12 too.
Oh, all right, so no tiebreaker. I'll let you guys decide. Dwayne, you're higher up the turn order. You want to go first?
Sure. I'll go
Okay,
first.
so we'll start at Dwayne, Leo, Rick, Sam, Zavin, and then back up to the top, and we'll go around that order. So you see 5 of these warriors, like you'd fought back in Grain, suddenly leap out and basically try to ambush you. So we'll kind of play this abstract theater of mind. So movement, they are within like close range to you, so you can easily move to any of them.
Okay, move and do a melee attack then.
Okay.
That's allowed. And here we go. And I was real quickly. So I've got this jungle lily pollen and filter of violence. Are those one opponent, or can they hit more than one person?
The jungle lily, I believe, is 1, and then what was the other one you had?
Filter of violence.
If you click on it and go to edit, so this one needs to be imbibed.
Okay.
So it needs to be.
yeah.
So both of them seem like they're 1 person. I think the only one that's
Okay.
multiple is the powder of fetid apparitions, because that one you throw in fire and it creates a cloud of vapors.
Okay, so I'm just going to move up then and attack one with my spear.
Okay.
Is there anything that distinguishes one from another?
No, they all.
No.
They all look like just the same kind of people.
Okay.
All very, very similar. All right, so with that, a 13. You go to strike at the first one, but they were ready for your attack, and they block it away.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, Leo.
It's gonna do is short sword attack, dual wielding. So that's probably a miss. And
Dual wielding when you roll two d16s.
hang on, yeah, you're right. That was a 20, wasn't it? All right, okay, we'll do that over.
Mulligan.
Oh, fumble.
Well, you got to fumble both times in order to be a fumble. So go ahead and roll your
That's
second.
true. Let's see what happens here.
Not much
Almost.
better, but not a fumble, so you're all right. So again, these ones seem like they were prepared for you. They were ready to ambush. So as your first attacks, as you move to make your first attacks, they are ready for it, and they are blocking them away. All right, Rick.
I'll go ahead and back up a bit and take a shot with the crossbow. Yay.
Again, as this one steps out of the brambles, you let loose your arrow, and he dodges out of the way, and it sticks into a tree behind him. Sam.
All right, I'm gonna wield the battle axe, and with my mighty deed, We're gonna try to chop the arm off of the weapon hand of the one I'm attacking.
All right, kind of a disarming attack there.
It's not gonna let me. There we go.
Wow. Look at all those dice.
Nice. Your D doesn't quite go off. You do go to strike, but you do strike it for 12 points of damage. Your battle rage makes the friend and foe indistinguishable. Foe is hit for another D12 of damage, so go ahead and hit that. Another 5 points of damage. And as you do that, go ahead and roll a d4. All right, you strike the foe, and in a killing blow, you hit him, and his arm swings wildly, striking his ally next to him for an additional 2 points of damage, and you kill that first foe.
I can take that splash damage.
Yep, yeah, basically as he hits that, it caused him to hit his nearest ally.
Seems like fair payback.
Right? All right. Good strike from Sam. All right, Zavin.
Is there still some that aren't in melee that I could shoot at?
Yeah, I would say you probably attacked like maybe the first two, and there's still the first one went down, the second one was next to him, and the other three are further back.
All right, shooting with a short bow.
For an 8, again, yeah, your bow, your arrow goes sailing through. You think it's gonna hit, but the guy is ready to defend and knocks away your arrow. All right, then the thralls are up. So one down. So the first one is going to attack against Sam as he's up in his face. And he is going to swing wildly and miss, caught off guard by the fact that his ally just went down with a mighty blow and struck him in the recoil of that. Misses. The other three are going to begin moving forward. And the next attack is going to be against Dwayne. Miss again as they move forward. You seem to be prepared for them as well. All right, versus Leo. A 16 for 2 points of damage. A 16 hit.
Yes.
So this one moves in, makes a strike at you, but is unable to land a mighty blow, a glancing strike causing 2 points of damage.
That was just 2 points of damage?
Yeah.
Or was that two? Okay.
2 points of damage total. And that is one last thrall is going to move forward and attack at Sam because Rick backed up. That's a 7, so miss. So while they're prepared to defend, their attacks are not landing very much. So with that, we're back up to Abstract.
Alright, I'll attack the nearest one with my greatsword. Okay, I miss.
With a 6, you swing in the melee of everything going on. This one's able to duck out of the way, and you swing wide over his head.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, Dwayne?
All right, I am just going to attack with my spear again. Pretty standard.
Okay. A 12. Not enough.
God, that's
Again,
good. That's
blocking
good
away your
damage, too.
attack.
What have we been hitting with? How many? I mean,
I think a 14.
14's hitting.
Yep.
Screw it. I'm going to spend 2 luck to make that a hit then.
Okay. All right. With a 7, your spear goes into this one's gut, and you see it keel over and collapse. All right. Leo.
Yep. Sword attack here. Let me find my page. Click. That's a 12.
12. Not quite enough. Parrying away your attack with his bracer.
Second attack is a 4. Nope.
Alright. 2 quick attacks. Blocked and blocked again. Alright, Rick.
My last crossbow bolt. Hey.
This one flies true. Sticking into his shoulders for 3 points of damage.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a D6.
Okay, good. Roll. For 5 points of damage.
I got used to the dagger and sling.
Sam.
Alright, I'm gonna try the same approach. Amputate the weapon arm with my
Alright.
deed. Nah, it's not gonna do it.
Unable to land a strike for this one, he's able to use his weapon to block your attack. Zavin.
I'm going to engage with them with a long sword now, since I think they're all in melee now. So,
Yep.
I'll drop the bow and run up.
13, just not enough to hit.
All right, it's not a lot of damage anyway.
Okay. So you go up to strike. This one turns as it sees you running up, raises its axe, and blocks away your attack. Alright, I think everybody but Rick is in melee, so I will just roll a d5. First attack versus Abstract.
Ouch.
Oof, natural 20. So 4 points of damage from this mighty blow, and it's to your... Basically, if no shield, it's going to inflict additional d6 of damage. So your weapon hand, he does 6 points of damage to your offhand. This mighty strike across your arm cuts a deep lash, and you find it a little bit more difficult to hold on to your two-handed weapon. Alright, second attack. Skipping Abstract, I'll roll a d4. So that one's going to go against Zavin. Yep. Alright. Another good hit for a total of 20 for 2 points of damage. This one's axe strikes through, catches you across the chest as you try to dodge out of the way for 2 points of damage. Alright, and then the last one versus Leo. That's going to be a 15. Hits for 5 points of damage as this axe breaks through your defenses, cutting you across the shoulder.
Archibald goes and falls to the ground.
Oh, down goes Archibald. All right. With that, one of your allies has gone down. Abstract, you're up.
So to revive him, it's the end of the next round if he receives healing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take that file of.
It was the violence.
Filter of violence.
Filter of violence.
Filter of violence, and give it to my who was it that went down?
You cut out. Who was that?
Who went down? And it was Archibald, the halfling.
Oh, Archibald. Yeah, let's give him some filter of violence.
Okay, so you move over to him and dump the strange fluid down his throat.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and for that, it doesn't have like a healing amount, so I'll say it's just enough to bring you back up to like 1 HP. And as you awaken, suddenly with your air coming back into your lungs, you feel a bit of a rage come over you as this filter of violence brings you back to life.
Nice. I think.
All right.
I'm pissed to die.
Then Dwayne, you're up.
All right, I'll attack again. Try my best. Not yet.
A 15 lands, or sorry, 19. There you go. 19 for additional 2 points of damage, and this first guy is looking a bit hurt. Well, I guess third guy is looking a bit hurt. All right, with that Leo, you are up, back up with a bit of a rage in you.
Yeah, does that give me any kind of bonus or anything?
I'm gonna say the rage, you attack with a bit more ferocity. So just roll with since you're doing 2 weapon fighting, I'll allow you to roll with like normal attacks on one of them.
Okay, so use a d20 on one of them?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep. So D16
Okay, so
on one
there's
and
the
D20 on the other.
d21. Oh, it's almost there. And then the d16. And I just can't roll.
In your rage, you swing wildly, but the wild swings go without landing on anybody. All right, Rick, you're up.
Can I change dice?
Go into the dice editor and change what they look like. Maybe that'll help.
I guess I'll try to see if I can position myself to get a backstab on one of these guys.
Go ahead and roll me a. What is that for the getting into that? Let's say a. We'll just roll a sneak silently and see if you're able to sneak around behind as they are distracted by the chaos of the enthralling battle going on. You did stay out of the initial melee combat. That is a 14. I'll say, yeah, you're able to position yourself behind one of them for a backstab. Still only for an 8, though. As you position yourself behind, you go to stab into him with your dagger, and your dagger goes just off to the side of flesh into his cloak that he's wearing and into his armor, but it doesn't seem to land on any flesh. All right, Sam, you're up.
Pop off the weapon arm. Here we go. Nope.
Your attack says they've gotten almost into a defensive position, a line of defense in front of you. You're finding it hard to break through their defenses and land a strike. Zavin.
All right, gonna swing with the longsword again. Hopefully, take one of these guys out.
Very good. This strike, you're able to get your longsword. You find an opening in their defenses, lunging your longsword straight in between their defenses, and the strike hits a vital organ. Roll 3d4. As you cut deep into his flesh, you see him drop his weapon, grab his stomach, and collapse to the ground dead.
Yeah.
All right. The last 2 are going to attack. This time everybody's in melee, so I'll just go ahead and roll a d6. So the first one against Abstract. That is only a 10, so I believe that misses. The second versus Rick. So against Rick, in your rage, he rolls for a 20 for 1 point of damage. I think that puts Rick back down. Or no, Rick hadn't been hit yet, so it was revealed.
Yeah.
So Rick, 1 point of damage against Rick. As you try to sneak around behind, he turns and strikes back at you. You're able to dodge out of the way, but you take a small glancing blow. All right, Abstract, you're up.
All right, let's see if we can do a bit better this time.
A 13. You do have fleeting luck if you want to use that to get you to 14.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, with 14, you're able to take advantage of the fact that one turned around to strike at Rick, and you strike him in the back for 6 points of damage. Were you doing the same? Or no, was it Sam that was doing the deed, trying to disarm?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't declare a deed,
Okay.
so.
So for 6 points of damage as you strike across this enemy's back. All right, Dwayne.
I'll be right back.
The one still facing you, you try to stab at him with your spear, and he knocks away your attack with his axe. These guys seem quite agile and adept at defense. Leo.
Hang on. Sorry. You got me stuck. I'm trying to change my dice.
Oh. You're good.
Let's see here. 16.
That'll hit.
At least one.
And we have one strike finds a true gap in their defense.
2 points.
For an additional 2 points of damage. All right, Rick.
Guess I'll keep stabbing.
13.
Just
a miss.
One luck.
Okay. For 3 points of damage as you stab into the one that turned to face you. And that is enough to drop that one. And he collapses to the ground as you stab him right in the gut. He collapses to the ground. So just one left. All right, Sam.
Right. I'm gonna try the same thing that I tried.
A 14. You land your strike, but the glancing blow across his arm isn't enough to disarm him, but it does land a fairly deep gash. Davin.
All right, let's hopefully finish this guy off.
Thanks.
All right, 16. That will hit for 3 points of damage. And that is going to be enough to finish off the last guy. As you strike through, he's kind of reeling in pain, trying to gather himself from that last blow across his arm. And you see a clear opening and strike against his throat, cutting him down. All right. Everybody go ahead and ward yourself 2 experience for that one.
Slowly but surely getting there.
So, as you guys, after the ambush, are able to round the last bend, you see ahead of yourselves the light glow even brighter. And before you now, a vast clearing has been created in a vale in the middle of the woods. Twisted and blackened trees line the edges where the forest meets the clearing. In the center of the vale lies the source of the dancing light, what can only be described as a scar in the very fabric of reality. A tear seemingly dropping to the base of the world to strike down into the earth's heart itself. Inside the rupture, you can see a strange landscape, a shifting alien plane before you, a black void filled with unfamiliar stars. To the north, at the base of the slope into the vale, you can see the remnants of the clan forces, apparently just having repelled an attack, from a group of demonic skirmishers now retreating towards the reft. Inside, more of the peregrine otherworldly forces can be seen organizing under ganfalons emblazoned with horrible demonic symbols. As you take into the strange sight, a group of riders detach from the clan army and ride up the slope towards you. You recognize Lord Jansen at the head, his armor dented and worn from the recent fighting. So your Thane rides up to you with a couple of his best knights alongside him. And he greets you. He says, "What word is there from Greer?"
all dead or gone.
There's still some
Thing
civilians hanging out.
Yeah, there's like a handful of women and children or something. But, and then what? The Thane lady. She was,
Yeah, she was
I
the
think,
one.
supposed to ride out to meet you or something.
That is terrible news. I have not seen her arrive yet. But she may be here. We have been under constant attack since we arrived, fighting back the forces that have been attempting to exit this strange rift.
How's that go?
Well, we have lost many, but we have managed to keep any from escaping any further. But I fear that if we do not shut the rift soon, we will be overwhelmed.
How do we shut the rift?
That I cannot tell. I assume there must be something within that is holding it open.
I take a look at it.
With you guys here. Okay, go ahead and take a look. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence. With a 12. You look around the area here, and you can't see anything outside that would indicate that something outside of the rift is holding it open. You don't see any kind of altars. You don't see any kind of creature performing strange magics. It's everything from outside seems to be either dead or your friendly forces. But yeah, you can't see anything from outside, so you can definitely makes you assume that whatever is holding the rift open is within the portal. And as you investigate, Lord Jensen tells you, "I have an idea. Since you guys have arrived, possibly you can help us. I will rally the forces to try to draw out as many of their fighters as we possibly can, allowing you to sneak in behind the distracted enemy into the rift and see if you can find the source of its power."
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Anybody else have anything else they want to contribute?
No, let's go.
All right. Everybody seems happy with that plan. All right. So he tells you that he's basically going to rally some of the forces, and that they seem to be coming out in waves of like a couple dozen at a time. So as you see he tells you basically he's going to draw them out and try to bring them a good, decent way away from the portal itself. He wants you guys to flank around to the right, to the east, preparing yourself to enter. And as soon as you see the forces begin to dwindle, we will raise a horn to let you know that it seems clear from their side, and you guys can move in, attempting to make your way inside.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right. With that, he heads down to the rest of the forces, and you see the forces still getting themselves back into lines, dragging some of the injured away to take care of them. And you hear some shouts off in the distance. Can't really make out what he's saying, but he is rallying the rest of the forces, and you see them all begin to rally up. And you see several of the archer units ready arrows, launching them into the void towards the creatures. With that, you see several of the large, longboat-sized, large worm-like creatures come out. Their massive wings and their grotesque faces, carrying the massive longswords, come flying out. Along with that, several flanks of bat-like creatures. And underneath that, also a couple more, probably like 2 or 3 groups of 6 of the additional like thralls that you have seen, the warriors from the additional clans outside of here, come all storming out of the rift and head towards your friendly units. The friendly units begin to back up slowly, holding a defensive position as the enemy forces continue to stream out of this rift. Suddenly, you see a gap of maybe 4 or 5 seconds where nothing else has come out, and a horn goes off. You guys dart into the rift.
Yeah, in we go.
That's our opportunity.
All right. As you come around the edge, you see kind of almost a land bridge that seems to reach into this portal. As you cross the bridge to enter the reft, the world around you changes. Before you yawns an endless void filled with the distant stars that shine with a luminous intensity brighter than any star in the night sky. Beyond the edge of the bridge, several shifting landforms float in this empty sky before you, merging and breaking apart in seemingly arbitrary fashion. Further across the black chasm is a larger landform where a pulsing orb of primordial matter flares at intervals as you see humanoid figures casting what looks like weapons, armor, and scraps of metal into this primordial orb. A creature with monstrous bat-like wings carrying a large gleaming metallic rod seems to oversee all the workers. With each pulse, the orb sends jets of crimson energy towards the portal's opening. And with that, I will go ahead and activate the next map.
How long are we playing?
Usually I go to 11, I think it is. Or I think it was 10 is the normal cutoff time. So it's 10 to 11, depending on what time you guys have.
Oh, okay.
All right, so if everyone's good to go to 11, we can continue to 11.
Actually, I thought it was 3 hours, and I have guests coming.
Okay.
So
Not a
if
problem.
somebody wants to run my character, I don't care, but I don't think I'll be able to stick around.
Okay. Let's see. The rest of the party. I think I would like to wrap it up if everybody else is good to go.
Could be a good endpoint. We just
I'm good to go.
Okay, I think I had a half and half, a 50-50. So we'll go ahead and end it here. That's fine. So we'll take on this. So basically what you see out here, these kind of like 5 oddly shaped different landforms are what seem to be floating around in this like void. And then down below you is just emptiness. And then on the far side of the landmass, you see some additional people throwing things into that orb of chaos. So I think it's actually a decent part to end here. Good part right as you guys get in here. So this could be a fairly lengthy battle. So next session will be the wrap up of this, and then we'll do the downtime afterwards. So the way I handle leveling up, for those of you who haven't been through it with me, basically once it ends and you level up, you have to spend a number of months equal to your level training with someone in whichever class it is that you're leveling up in. So we kind of downtime role play that kind of stuff out. So I think that'll give us a good session for next time. Wrap up this adventure and level up to level 2.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Great, guys. Well, thank you for the session today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.